favor of Norway. And when you look at this current Brazilian setup, almost everything goes through Vinicius. So he's going to be very pivotal. And from the pregame, from the pregame comments made by the coach, he mentioned that he's devised a strategy on how to stop Vinicius. So we'll see how that plays out today, as the game goes on. But all in all, I expect a good game. I believe it's going to be very close. It's likely going to be a goal of a game. Sorry, a game of slim margins. And who would I trust in slim margins to get a game over the line? I'd rather go for Brazil than Norway. I am hoping to I am hoping to be I am hoping to be surprised, but from what I know going into this game and what I've seen of the two teams in the tournament so far, I think Brazil has a slight edge going into this.
Oh, okay. No, just you would have been the one that has convinced me not to give Brazil the edge in this game because you like Norway so much. Normally, coming into this game, I would have been on the Brazil side, but after watching the tournament, I think Ellen Haaland is the best player on the pitch, which means one shot on target, one dangerous strike. What are we going to do
Mhm.
here? Antonio Nusa is in this game. So I'm going to give a little breakdown here, just looking at the lineup. You got Braut Haaland. Alexander Solot is on the right.
Ellen, route.
Braut Haaland leading the Norway offense as well. We're going to go through that for a bit. Game is about to start here. Just trying to make sure the streams are up and going. If you're on YouTube, that will be the main site for the stream here um, as well. Also available on X and Facebook as well. Just getting into it. Okay, so while we're waiting for the game to kick off, it's about 2 minutes out. Any thoughts on yesterday's two round of 16 games? Morocco, Canada, and also we had Paraguay, France.
Okay, I think for Morocco, Canada, I actually watched it in downtown Toronto at the Harbour Front. So there was like a huge viewing center over there. And coming into the game, it was very evident that Canada was going to play on the front foot because that is how Jesse March has been. He's been a coach that is very intense in terms of how his team presses. What tends to happen is his team gasses out very fast as well. And that almost always happens in the second half. When he was at Leeds United, it was a very consistent thing with his team. They'll be all over you in the first half, suffocate you throughout the game. But then if you are the coach on the opposing end and you are able to maintain a certain composure and do not go down by a goal before the half ends, you are most likely going to win the game because his team gasses out very fast. And more often than not, as I mentioned earlier, it happens in the second half. So I wasn't surprised with how Canada started the game yesterday. They were all over Morocco. Morocco couldn't breathe, and it was classic Jesse Marsh. Right? The challenge with the Canadian team is Canada is very blunt in terms of the attack line. It is a very painful thing to watch. Buchanan is terrible. Jonathan David is terrible. Um, just the front line is an unfortunate sight to behold, and it was very painful to just looking at Oluwaseyi. This guy has scored just 2 goals in 29 games. He's a terrible player, at least when it comes to doing his job at the front foot or on the finishing end of things. So it was always going to be a tall order for Canada, especially with a team that doesn't have a talisman that can put the ball behind the back of the net. And one thing I would give Morocco credit for was the coach noticed that the Canadian team, of course, they are very young, they are very inexperienced. They are in uncharted terrain, right? They're not used to this terrain. It is their first time, so you could just tell that they were very novice, or they were novices in this regard, and it played out into the hands of Morocco very easily because they have the experience. They've been here before. They know what it looks like to play at this stage of the tournament. And what do? You take a bit of a step back. You take the steam out of the game, and then you catch them on the break. And that is what happened because you just tell that the Canadian team was just too naive and too eager. So it's been a very good tournament broadly for the Canadian team. We won't take that away from them. But it is my hope. Oh, Norway just scored. Amazing.
Oh,
Game on.
you know what? You're ahead of. A minute. You're ahead of me a
Wow.
little bit. But we have a situation here. VAR has to, come into. Yeah, that's not gonna be a goal. That's not gonna be a goal. Oh, Norway was about to. Ooh, banger.
Oh, okay.
That
That was an offside.
Yeah, that was an offside. That was an offside for sure. That was about to be like a fast start. I'm going to just add that. Yeah, I am not so convinced that I think Brazil is gonna win this game. Like as I said earlier, I am I am I'm at this point a believer in your assessment of Norway coming into the tournament. Do I think Brazil is on the same level as France, um, France and Spain and Argentina, those three specific teams? I don't think Brazil is on that level, which literally gives me a very good chance when I look at Norway. Norway is like that tier for me, just after it.
Mm,
So I'm like, they got the best player on the field, and I'm starting like big moments call for like
yeah.
big. I would say big players are for big moments, right? And it's about not wasting and being efficient, and Haaland is as good as they get with the efficiency. So I think it's going to be an interesting one. Do I think overall Brazil? I respect Carlo Ancelotti so much. So do I think Brazil has an edge there? There's obviously no one better. I saw a quote recently that Carlo Ancelotti said that he listens to all persons, but there's only one man that can trump his opinion on coaching, which is Sir Alex Ferguson. 2,000 games
Mm.
prepared for, and he has 1,400 games prepared for. That's fact, right? That's why I say
No, I think the thing with Brazil is granted. Brazil is suffering from it's like they're suffering from their own successes, right? So almost every crop that has come after the glorious days of the Brazilian national team, and I think this is true for all the big footballing nations. There is always a direct comparison between what was and what is at the moment. And if you have to do that, this current Brazilian team falls very short because they do not play like quote unquote Brazilians. And I think that is why this current crop of players, the most suitable coach is who they have currently, which is Ancelotti. Ancelotti is not known for a certain brand of football or a certain identity that is entrenched, like the likes of Mourinho, Pep, and even the new crop of managers that are coming tend to have this identity about them that precedes them. So when you see their team, you can tell this is their team. But one thing I would give Ancelotti credit for over the years has been his openness to adapt over the course of time. People do not know this, but when Ancelotti was coming up as a coach, he was very, very stubborn. He didn't give room for players for dissenting views by his players. But then he had issues with the likes of Zidane when he was coaching Juventus, and he even had issues with a few other players when I think in AC Milan as well when he was on the come up. And with time, he opened himself up to experience things a little more differently and understand that the world of football has changed. Players have their say, right? And there can be, or there's more often than not, a direct correlation between how players feel and how that translates on the pitch. When you have to take things maybe 10 to 15 years back, how a player felt didn't matter as much. Alex Ferguson could throw a boot at Beckham in a dressing room. He comes out to play his heart out because because he's playing for Alex Ferguson and Alex Ferguson had the final say. But the current game has changed. Players feel like they have a duty of care to their fans on social media, and there's a direct correlation between how they are perceived, that is outwardly in terms of their image, and then how that plays out in how they perform. And Ancelotti is one of the few coaches from the old guard who has been able to translate very nicely into this new realm. One coach who has struggled badly has been Mourinho. Mourinho doesn't know how to motivate the current crop of players anymore because he is very entrenched in the old school style of you have the talent, I am the coach, I know what is good for us. This is what I want you to do. That has changed. And with this current Brazilian setup and then the talents they have, who I am not too convinced about when it comes to their technique, you need a coach like Ancelotti on the touchline, who is not going to restrict them to play in a certain style, but accommodates their excesses and then lets them express themselves based on their own skill sets. And that is why Vinicius, all through his Brazilian career, this is the most he's thrived in a tournament. It is an Ancelotti because Vinicius's goodwill and everything he has currently was all because of Ancelotti, and he's one player that Ancelotti trusts the most. And it's no surprise that it's translating in his performance in the World Cup today.
Yeah, and also Ancelotti allows him to play the style he really wants to play. There is
Do
something
what you
Vinicius
want to do.
does. He loves just hanging out next to the right back, whether you're going forward or back, and he's gonna beat you if you if there's
Exactly.
not enough support to you one on one. Ancelotti lets him do it, right? Just hang there, like put pressure on you all game. You're not counter attacking. Trent Alexander cannot walk against a Carlo Ancelotti team where
Mm-mm,
Vinicius is on the right. Like that's an absolute
mm-mm.
it doesn't just work. So there are a few things you watch about how it works with Vinicius. It just understands Vinicius so well and they work so well. That's why he's also having a lot of success currently for Brazil. But I agree. Just getting back to the game, 9 minutes into the game, Norway had that offside ruled out, and the game right now they're just filling each other out um, at this time as well. I'm
Yeah,
going
but for the
what?
viewers watching, my stream is like behind like 1 minute 30 seconds, so
Ah, ah,
I'll be very late on some
you
calls.
were ahead of me a few seconds ago.
No,
That's why.
it is because my TV behind me here is
Yeah.
showing the game on YouTube, but it's just the first 10 minutes.
Oh, so they would cut it off after 10 minutes. Oh,
Yes,
oh,
so
oh, oh.
that,
Oh, there's action. You will see that in a minute. I don't want to spoil that, but there's something going on
yeah,
here.
so that is like the most because that is streaming straight from TSN. So you are getting the minute to minute action as
Yeah,
it is, but
yeah.
on the
No,
streaming side, they are
yeah,
delayed.
for all the viewers trying to get ahead, we have a moment in the game, a big moment in the game. It's either going to be a penalty, there's going to be a big VAR call here for the Brazilian team. Looks like Matheus Cunha will attack the
Oh,
box. That looks, if there's no clear contact on that ball, that would be a penalty. So let's see how this play out. It's VAR time.
this is most likely going to be a penalty. So it's a
Uh,
penalty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's a
seems like
penalty.
a penalty. We're gonna see where
It's
that.
it doesn't seem it is a penalty. This
Until
is
they
a
tell you that
clear penalty.
there was a poke on the ball.
The guy didn't get the ball.
I don't think he caught the ball, but we'll see.
It's a clear penalty.
It's a clear penalty, probably. And the player is gonna have a chance.
Clear penalty. This is a very unfortunate way to go down, but
Yeah.
it's all
Well,
part of the game.
ladies and gentlemen, the referee has signified. The referee is gonna go have a look and see.
And I don't know whether the viewers have noticed this, but over the past 2 to 3 games, Rafinha hasn't been starting.
Oh, I don't even think I've noticed. While they are doing this, I'm gonna go and read out the headline while you talk. Do you have any thoughts about that? Could that be injury related or?
No, I think Ancelotti made a lot of changes after the first game against Morocco. From Igor Thiago, that is the striker that he took to the World Cup, being a rubbish striker, so he benched him from that game onwards. So from Igor Thiago being taken off the starting berth to in the second game against Scotland, Rafinha didn't play too well. So that was when he brought in Ryan. And Ryan has slotted in very nicely. He's very young, he's very enterprising, he can take on players. And he's done very well since joining the team. So I think it is more of having a team setup that plays to um, the style that he wants to play and then how he believes he'll be able to win the tournament. So it is more of Ancelotti trying to optimize the team to play the way in which he wants them to play and how he believes they can be able to because even if you look at the build up to this kind penalty, it was Ryan that took the ball off Nusa, right, and started the attack again, right. So it has more to do with performance, and Rafinha hasn't been too good with the national team. So I'm not surprised that he's been given he's been taken off the starting berth, and then that has been given to Ryan. So far coming in against Haiti was fantastic. The game against the 2-1 against Japan, Ryan was amazing as well. And I'm not surprised he started the attack that led to the penalty for Brazil in this game as well.
Oh well, there's action as the referee went to the board. For the viewers, just to update, the referee was
There's a
like, of
penalty.
course, expected penalty for Brazil.
And Bruno Guimaraes, I don't know whether he scored or not,
Bruno
but it looked
Guimaraes stepping up for the penalty, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic save for the goalkeeper, Bruno Guimaraes, with a
all right.
poor penalty.
Amazing.
It's an incredible save. I think that's an incredible save. Um,
I like it when games are like this. It should be toe for toe.
oh well, I'm gonna enjoy the game either way. I think that's something that's interesting. That was a good save by the goalkeeper. I have to watch a replay to see really the quality of that penalty kick in general.
I think it was a
Um,
good penalty.
yeah,
He went
it
he went on
looked like
position.
yeah, it was on target. It was to the side. Goalkeeper
Yeah,
read the ball pretty well
yeah. I think
as
sometimes you should
well.
just give goalkeepers their credit. Some goalkeepers are just good at
Absolutely.
penalties.
Oh yeah,
And I think it's
that look.
deserved because I don't know for casual watchers, for people who are just watching football because it is the World Cup. I know a lot of you are having challenges with how things have shrunk from 4 games in a day to 2, right? And now we have just 2 games. After this, we have the England game later in the day, and that's it. You don't have 11 p.m. kickoffs anymore. Um, that was a very good penalty. He stretched him.
Yeah, that was a good penalty. That was a good save as well on the
Right?
penalty.
So just as this withdrawal is about happening where games are shrinking and you don't know what to do later in the day when there's nothing to watch. Now that the games have been shrunk to 2 games per day, we want the best
There is
quality.
no hiding for anybody anymore.
Yes,
This is
and
the
we want
big
the
stage.
best
No more hiding.
quality, games available to us, and this is one of them. So for it to be decided by penalty, penalties are part of the game, but for purists like maybe myself and CT, and I guess a good number of people who are watching too, would rather the games, the goals come from open play. And it's much more enjoyable that way. So let's see how this game plays out. But so far, so good. I think both teams have shown intent in the first 20 minutes or the first 15 to 16 minutes. And if anything, if what we've seen so far is anything to go by, then we have a game on our hands.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good game. One thing I would say is if the goal did come early, sometimes it gives the game a new, different kind of life.
Yes.
That's what it. Yeah, it does give the game a new life that I kind of enjoy sometimes. Everybody is now settling back to the whole feeling each other out. There was a little intensity that would have been added to the whole game if that goal came early. Um, yeah, it was a clear penalty either way, so you can say Brazil
Oh, it's a
deserves
penalty.
0 up. But well,
I
Bruno
know
Gimenez
I
got it done.
I I know
Why
that
do
the
you think
conversation
Vinicius is not the one taking the penalty? Is this normal for Brazil to be using?
I was about that was just what I was about saying that I know people will start saying why didn't Vinicius take it, but that is the thing with such decisions. When it goes well, nobody talks about it, but when things go south, we always say, why didn't the best player take it? I don't think Vinicius is a good penalty taker. He's never been a good one, even from his Madrid days. Or at Madrid, he barely takes penalties because he's not good at them. So I wasn't surprised that Bruno Guimaraes was the one who took it. And Guimaraes has been taking penalties at Newcastle, and he's very good at them. So sometimes you just have to give credit to the goalkeepers because they understand the moment and they lived up to the moment. Right? It was a good penalty, and then the goalkeeper made a good save as well. So it doesn't matter who is taking it. If whoever it is in the post understands the moment and then they live up to it, it is just meant to be done.
Oh yeah, just network connection here. But okay, yeah. So 18 minutes into the game, this game it just feels like a midfield game at the moment. You can tell Norway wants to make sure nothing crazy happens anytime soon. And Brazil is probably catching their breath at the
So I think,
moment. I'm just yeah.
yeah, I think the tide of the game changed after Norway scored the first goal. So Norway is trying to take the steam out of the game, and I guess Brazil also feels like they can score first or score as fast as possible just to settle in or probably now play with pressure off them. Because I think that is one thing, again, I'd like to deviate slightly. That is one thing Canada wanted to do yesterday. Like attack with intensity and score first, and now play the game on their own terms. And that is the thing with knockout football. You, as a team, you'd want to dictate how the rest of the game is likely going to face out if you're able to score first or get on the front foot. So I'm not surprised Brazil is trying to do this. It's unfortunate they couldn't score the penalty, and you can tell that they are still trying to beat the drum of, okay, let's get the ball in and then now relax, or possibly just play the game on our own terms or on our own pace. And Norway has recognized that, and they're trying to take the steam out of the game as soon as possible, possibly see the game out to the hydration break or possibly to halftime. And
Oh
if they
yeah.
can make in a goal, because
This
they have, this is where Haaland comes into the picture. Haaland doesn't need too many touches to score a goal. So
now
they know what they have up top. So they don't need to have much possession of the ball. All they need is to be able to create one or two or some or three good chances, and and 9 out of 100 times, Haaland will put the ball at the back of the net. So they have to manage the game, and that is what they are trying to do at the moment.
it has come down to a really boring. This is the part of soccer that's like it's the next 5 to 10 minutes stretch till the hydration break is going to be the definition of the things that I mean, like absolute shitty football right now. That's what's being played by these two teams. You can
Mhm.
see two teams that is what would I call it? That brings a sigh of relief, knowing that things could have gone really bad really early, and now they're just it's like a walk in the park. It's just absolutely horrible football. Like right now, I'm just gonna go through the lineup here for the viewers, just to go through that. Brazil played a 4-3-3 formation. Alisson, Danilo, Marquinhos, Gabriel, and Santos left back. You got Casemiro in midfield with Bruno Guimaraes that missed the penalty. Gabriel Martinelli starts this game in kind of midfield next to Vinicius. And on the attack, you got Koya as the top nine. He won the penalty. You got Ryan on the right and Vinicius on the left. For uh, Norway, you got from back to front, you got Nyland as the goalkeeper, has saved the penalty. You would say man of the match so far right now. Bola Wolf, left back, Hagem, Aje, or Eya, Ryerson on the right. You got Berger, Odegaard, and Berg in midfield for Norway. Right forward, Alexander Solot playing kind of out of position next to Haaland and Antonio Nusa for the game. So we are the 18th minute, is still actually 21st minute is still 0-0. Stream here. Yeah, like as I was saying earlier, this is like a useless 6 minutes watching the game. So if you're on the stream right here, we can have a conversation. I'm going to go check the chat while Danny, you actually give your thoughts on the game. Just checking here. Mr. Franklin, I see you on the chat. as well. Gonna check. So yeah, for the stream is on YouTube for City Dice Sports and also X for City Dice Sports. Well, yeah, it's a free kick for Norway. The last 5 minutes has been really kind of slow, just passing the ball in midfield back
Yeah,
and
I
forth.
think
But Norway
for
right now has a free kick. Yeah.
the viewers watching, just as City mentioned, it may seem boring to you at the moment, but what you're currently seeing is two coaches trying to again tactically assess each other. So yes, often than not, the first 20 minutes of a game gives you a picture of how things are likely going to play out because both teams, as we've mentioned consistently, are trying to feel each other out, right? But as the game settles into rhythm, some clear patterns begin to show. And I'll still use the Canadian game from yesterday as an example, where the clear patterns began to show from the 15th minute onwards that okay, this is how Canada is trying to play, and this is what they are trying to do. And they were just falling short in the final third, and that is what we are seeing here with both sides as well. There's just let's feel each other out and then see what we can do, and evidently it makes the game a little boring because again you wouldn't want to leave your back open. Okay, I think the Brazilian team has an offensive situation at the moment. There's a bit of a okay. I don't think there's a penalty. Okay. Yes. So as I was saying, the logic here is to feel each other out, and then if possible, hurt your opponent when you see an opening. But until then, you wouldn't want to be overly pragmatic either because the first half is the first. The game ends in the second half. That is when teams are often much more adventurous because they know if they are to take the lead, the game can end and then that is it. Because all you need in a knockout phase is a goal, right? So more often than not, teams become more adventurous and experimentative in the second half compared to the first. So I'm not surprised the game has settled into this very boring, touchy-feely style of play because again, it's the first half and you wouldn't want to be overly elaborate in the first half, like Canada did yesterday, and be found wanting in the second.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just watching the game, Norway did have a stretch there where they were actually pushing, had a few goals, but settled back. I would say Norway is in control of the game. The stats would probably show that kind of in midfield, just holding on to possession at this point. 25 minutes in, about 2-3 minutes before we get a hydration break. We should have had a hydration break right now. The referee is probably just, I guess, waiting for around the 27th minute to do the hydration break. But yeah, it's the filling out process. I guess we're gonna get into the hydration break, filling out, both teams filling each other out. If you just came and was watching this game right now, you wouldn't know that there has been two major action in this game: a goal taken off and a penalty saved. But I think Nusa, okay, Nusa is showing some things right now to this Brazilian backline. Well, that was cut out. Yes, and we're officially going on hydration break for 2 minutes. You can call it hydration break. If you're Fox Sports in the US, you call it ad breaks as well. Did you see that last chance? Did you think that was anywhere close to a penalty?
The one where what's his name?
I think
Um,
Matheus, yeah, yeah.
Cunha. No, no, it wasn't. It wasn't a penalty.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't a penalty at all.
I would say it was strong defense. Didn't get to the extent of like pulling
Yeah,
the
it
player
wasn't a
down
penalty.
or anything like that, right? So
Okay, so I think yeah,
didn't really.
yeah, it wasn't a penalty. You are playing a contact sport, so you can't just be going down just like that. It doesn't work that way.
But I would say that he didn't just go down easily though. But
Yeah,
I
there was
don't
a
think
body
it was a
check by
penalty.
two players. It
Yeah,
was
there was a
strength for
body check.
strength.
Yeah, not really anything I would consider anywhere close to a penalty for that. Um, as well. Let me see. That was good. That penalty, they're just showing the replay for the penalty of Matheus Cunha. That was like good play. That guy was already down, and you just gotta make sure you put the ball away from him. Oh my goodness, what is this? I don't feel this Gimenez penalties was a good penalty. Whenever these guys go and run up to the ball and make only one stagger move, you lose all your power.
I think that, yes, the even when we look at the history of penalty takers and how penalty taking has evolved with time, it is no surprise that this stagger move, it was highly popularized by Neymar actually,
Yeah,
where he makes the run up and then takes a break, does a little jog, and then picks a spot. And more often than not, I think that stagger move, they outsource responsibility to the goalkeeper to make a certain move before they can think, right? And if our viewers, if you watched the penalty shootout between Morocco and then Netherlands, Somerville did the same thing, where he made the stagger move, and Bono moved all the way to the right, but Somerville didn't raise his head because he's picked the spot already, right? So, and that is antithetical to why that move exists, because that move exists because you are trying to gauge the keeper's body language and what feign they're likely going to do before you pick your spot. So if you pick your spot already, and then when you make the stagger move and then you pick your spot already, the chances of it being saved is always high because you can't change your mind. And it is antithetical to why that thing exists, because that exists because you are thinking in the moment to shoot into the direction where the keeper is likely not going to go to based on their body's posture, right? But if you pick a spot already, then you don't have to stagger. Just go for power and pace. And I don't know, but again, it's football. Things will come in. Things would be in trend. Would go out of trend. I'm sure as people the keep missing penalties with this stagger thing, it would go out of trend as well, and then a new thing would come. There's always going to be an evolution when it comes to penalties, and I wouldn't be surprised if this phases out maybe in the next 5 years.
oh yeah, like I think it makes the goalkeeper's job so
Very
much
easy,
easier.
very
Very
easy.
easy. All I gotta do, if I know you're gonna stagger, I'm just not gonna make the first move. And
Just
at
stand there.
that point, you have so much pressure,
Yes,
so much pressure to pick a spot. Now, usually you would have picked a spot, but now you've lost all your power, and you have to pick a spot because the goalkeeper didn't move.
exactly. So that can sometimes lead to not kicking the ball very well because you happen to think in the
Exactly.
moment. So yeah, that was almost a goal.
Yeah, that was a nice save. Well, both a save, but if the cross came in too, that would have been dangerous if the cross came in there.
Interestingly, Nusa's favorite player of all time is Neymar. So I'm curious to see that with his idol on the bench, is he going to play to impress his idol? And so far,
Oh, he did never. Okay.
he
He
seems
has
to be
he has
showing glimpses.
he has shown a few glimpses of beating his player. He's beat his player one on one a couple of times on the wing. Just look at out here. So we have Jigger in the stand for this one.
Oh, Jay-Z's around.
Yeah, Jay-Z is in the stands for this one. What city are they playing this game in? Now, kind of curious.
Who?
So this is being played in
In New York.
New York, New Jersey, East Rutherford. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that is home turf for him.
Yeah. I need the offensive game to start picking up because Norway always plays this fun, out and out offensive game. Okay, so we got Nusa here. Let's see, one on one, gets it. Ish. Well, Casemiro with the assist.
No, no, Norway is a very conservative side. They defend in units, so they all go and then they all come.
You,
So
oh, okay.
I'm not surprised. At least again, they are most likely going to be happy to play the first half 0-0. They'll be more than happy to have first half being 0-0 because again, you can only play on the front foot, like investedly in the second half because you know if you score and you can see out the game and then win. Right, so that is likely going to be the case here. But I think Brazil is also sensing that if they allow Norway to grow into the game, it can be dangerous because again, they have Haaland at the top. I'm not sure he's touched the ball for more than 10 times so
Oh
far.
no, he hasn't touched the ball that much. They have had a few long balls that he has had to chase. When they send out long balls, it's interesting. They send it kind of between the middle and Salat. So you get Haaland and Salah chasing the long balls to control it,
Mhm.
which is kind of a good tactic. Which is kind of a good tactic. You put it in between Salah and Haaland, and you got two really tall physical players that can go compete for the ball.
Yeah, I think one thing Brazil will also try to avoid would be set pieces, especially set pieces that
Oh
can
yeah,
cause
that
an
would
in swing
that would
into the box because the Norwegians are very tall.
yeah. That, okay, so we got an attack here from Brazil. Let's see what they do with this. Vinicius. Okay, okay, that was good defense. The game is opening up a little bit. Like I feel like Norway almost dictates if this game is going to open up the way they kind of push off a little bit. That gives a little bit of space.
No, but
So
if the game
Ryan is
opens up too much on Norway's end, it would be to their disadvantage because the Brazilian attack has enough firepower to punish them, right? So it is no surprise that they are playing mid block. Their whole game is mid block. The defense only comes up so far. They don't get the move when they come up. They come up maybe as far as after the semicircle in front of the 18-yard box, and then they come back down again because Brazil has enough talent to play in behind them and get them if they are not careful. So it's no surprise that they are playing this way. And again, all they need is one or two touches, one, two, three, get the ball up top, get to Haaland, let him tussle out with the defenders, and they're more than good to go.
oh yeah. Norway just had like yeah a good move. Odegaard with a shot. So
This
I
is
would
why
say
I'm not a fan of Odegaard. I've never been a
that
fan
was
of
like
him. I
a
don't
half
know.
chance.
He just
That was a yeah that was a half chance.
I don't think it
I
was
think
meant to be shot. Recycle the ball again on the 18. Make them panic, right? You don't just shoot on sight because you're not known for scoring such balls. Yes, there can be an outlier case where you shoot and you score, but you're not known for it. So recycle the ball around them, cause some chaos around the box, right? And be scrappy because Haaland is very scrappy and he's playing against Gabriel. They are always going to have a tussle. So play in and around the box because you're not going to have. You don't seem to be wanting to have the ball more often. So if you have it now, do something about it, especially in the opponent's half, instead of going for shots that you know you can't score, but you're just shooting because you feel like you can shoot.
yeah, Haaland kind of got a touch in the box. Yeah, that could have worked. Yeah, that could have worked. The flick. I think that's the thing. He knows exactly where the post is, but that's a tough move to pull off uh, for Haaland over there.
Yeah, Valhalla knows he's playing against one of the best keepers in the system. So there are certain things that won't face Allison on such a ball won't score. I like the attempt. I like how inventive he is. Like he's more or less cut from the same cloth of Zlatan. How Zlatan plays. It doesn't matter how the ball looks or where the ball is coming from. So long as he has legs and can reach them, he tries to reach it. And that's one thing I like about him.
Oh yeah, to me that was that. There was not much he could do with that ball other than get creative with
Exactly.
it.
Mali's got a shot on target, which is
Oh yeah,
good for him.
still putting the pressure on the goalkeeper to make a save. And that's my point, right? Like I'm looking at this game, there's no real clear um, advantage for Brazil against this Norwegian side. Like you can
Oh,
tell
not
this
at
game
all.
is very evenly set up.
Not at all. Because both teams have okay. Brazil has Brazil has I know this will sound controversial,
Yeah,
Brazil has two world class players, which is
Vinicius,
Alisson and Vinicius.
Rafinha wouldn't be considered. Well, he's not on the field, but
Rafinha is not on the field.
yeah.
I know the Arsenal fans will be crying in the comment section. Gabriel is not a world class player. He's a very good player.
Which
He hasn't
person?
he hasn't attained world class status yet.
Which
So when
player
you
is
look at the difference in quality on both sides,
Martinelli?
Norway has one world class player, which is Haaland. Brazil has two. So they are not too far apart in terms of quality like that.
Yeah.
So I think the game will come down to individual brilliance at some point. In terms of systems, Ancelotti is not a system coach, at least the later iterations of him that we've seen from his latter years in Real Madrid to this point. He's not a systems coach. He doesn't coach systems. He coaches individuals. Yes, I know some people would say it is not true. He always finds a way to win certain things. Yes, we get it. But he doesn't have like a distinct identity to him that says this is how he plays. The thing with an Ancelotti's side is do not count them out until the game is over. That is one thing you should have in your mind.
Ooh, 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 ooh. But to me, that's a system. There's an absolute psychological edge that
Yes.
Ancelotti teams have over every team. You might have the possession more than his team. It might be the 80th, 90th minute, but there's a
Yep.
certain level of confidence every single Ancelotti team has till the final whistle is blown. And the players
Exactly.
believe it and they just keep playing, right? Throughout. Yeah. Vinicius with a fantastic strike and a beautiful save as well uh,
Good save.
for Norway. Yeah.
You see what I
Yeah,
said about
that was a
you
really
see what I said about Odegaard. See what I said.
In what way?
That, I don't know. I get it. He was a wonder kid at 15, 16, went to and all the fun stuff. But anytime I watched him, I just wasn't convinced. I don't know why. He doesn't have okay. Maybe I have a very peculiar taste in midfielders, and sadly he doesn't fit that mold for me. Right? It's because to me my midfield goats, I'm sure he's the midfield goat for a lot of people too. Is Iniesta. Those are the kinds of midfielders I fawn over. Those are the kinds of midfielders that give me sleepless nights. I just think about them and I'm dreaming about them.
Yeah. No,
Odegaard doesn't do that.
Iniesta was fantastic, right? Like I wouldn't put him on this level, but my own midfield goat is N'Golo Kante. That's exactly the kind of guy I need with
Damn.
everything I do. Like I would take N'Golo Kante over every other type of midfielder. I just like high level box to box. Yeah, yeah, Toure,
Mhm.
N'Golo Kante. Um, I'm just trying to think of players. Yeah, like I also like in a certain way midfielders like De Bruyne, like you also said, Iniesta.
Mhm.
I like what they bring to the game, Pillow, Javi, stuff like that. I kind of
Mhm.
like it, but it's not like awe inspiring. If I want to talk about like Iniesta level, I'm talking about Kevin De Bruyne and that kind of style. But for me, it's a box to box midfielders,
Mm.
box to box elite midfielders for me. Yeah, Toure at his peak. Uh,
I like
Bruno,
Yaya Toure as well. I like him
yeah,
so much.
box to box, run down. I'm trying to think of the less obvious ones, but I really like that those kind of guys
Oh,
that
for less obvious
that
box to
just
box midfielders, there's one midfielder people don't mention often, but I like him so much. It's Musa Dembele.
Musa Dembele for
Musa
former
Dembele
Fulham,
for Tottenham.
former Tottenham and Fulham, right?
Yeah, Tottenham, Fulham, and Belgium. You can never take the ball away from him. Don't worry yourself.
Oh yeah, I don't know what level I put him, but I know he was pretty good with his left foot and all that.
He was just injury prone, but he was very good. And even this guy too, this Arsenal guy, Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi was also very good, but he was
Oh,
always injured.
always injured, always injured. I would tell you, if Mikel had a little bit more speed, I thought he became an excellent midfielder at some point. Like ball control, vision was pretty good, passing was good, but for me, he didn't get to N'Golo Kante at Toure speed, like the ability to bust the ball forward sometimes, right? At that level, um, Manchester Paul Scholes is another type of midfielder that I
Yeah,
like.
Scholes was fantastic as well.
Yeah, Paul Scholes, like that level of accuracy too. Also had this ability to pop in the box. Like, and the reason I'm not calling some of the players is I need you to be able to pop in the box. Like Paul Scholes is a good example of the kind of midfielders. Obviously, have Lampard and Gerrard, excellent type of. They just don't have that box to box thing for me. But they pop in the box, they play good
Yeah.
midfield, they pass the ball, right? As well.
No, the daddy of pop in the box is Frank Lampard. For that one, you can't go wrong.
For
That
which
is
one?
their father. That is their father. You pop
For
and score you right now. And I
Frank
think
Lampard?
this current crop of players, Jude Bellingham, at least in his first season at Madrid,
Yeah.
was showing glimpses of that. Pop in the box, bury the ball at the back of the net.
Yeah. Yeah, but right now there are a lot of midfielders. De Bruyne is old right now, but I'm thinking if you talk about the players right now between 25 and 35, like at the top of their game, they are not many. Vitinha does not pop in the box as much.
No.
Jao Neves even pops in the box more than
Yeah, I think he's somebody that can be molded into that.
yeah.
But it depends on which coach he's playing under. But he can be molded into a pop in the box player because he seems to have an eye for goal and he's very good in the air as well, even for his height.
Oh yeah. For his height, he does also know how to nut the ball pretty efficiently as well. Um, That's Jao Neves. There was a time I was kind of looking at Jao Neves and Fabian Ruiz, who was more impactful. That seems to be very obvious right now. That Jao Neves is
Mm.
really, really more impactful than Fabian Ruiz. In a way.
I
Like the
think there's also another argument. So
yeah,
there's
go
also
ahead.
an argument about system players because
Yeah,
Fabregas is not starting for Spain, and Vitinha and Neves have also struggled um, in the Portuguese setup. Even though yes, I am the biggest basher of Roberto Martinez because he's a terrible coach. So I'm not surprised the likes of Vitinha, the whole midfield is struggling. Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, and then Bruno, yeah, João Neves, they are all struggling under
yeah,
Martinez.
they're all
But
struggling. It doesn't even make any sense because the strength we have a corner kick for Norway, so let's see if that height comes into play. But the strength of that that team for Portugal should be their midfield. We all know what Bruno Fernandes can do,
exactly,
and then if you add the work rate of Neves, right, and obviously the connection they already have year in year out, you just expect Yao Neves and Vitinha to get each other, right, just
yeah,
to know how to play together. Then, if you just think of PSG midfield and you replace Fabian Ruiz with Bruno Fernandes, you can't be less have less quality in general with that. So it's shocking that the midfield is not playing better. And to me, that's all Roberto Martinez. There's nothing else to
He's a
it.
terrible coach.
Oh no, I still don't understand why he gets these high leverage, high level jobs. Um, Maybe there's just this idea that he understands national teams. Well, he does not. He has not had much success with national teams.
I think it's also a recurring theme around international management because most coaches prefer to coach clubs than national teams. Or the good coaches, most of the like good coaches prefer to coach um clubs than because with coaching clubs there's consistency. You are with the
Yeah.
players more often than otherwise. Right? With national team you are at home for like 6 to 8 months. And then you coach in pockets. That is why Ancelotti is like after this he's going to retire because he wants to rest. And the national team gives you that. Mourinho won't coach a national team yet.
Oh yeah.
Odegaard.
And now Jurgen Klopp is going to coach Germany, right? Which you
You
can
see,
call
Klopp was like Klopp,
more rest than coaching a
yeah, he's
club.
like he's being suffocated by the club football. The national team gives him room to be a little more expressive and then to have some rest and have family time as well. So there are just few and far between good coaches around to juggle with within the national team space. That is why Roberto Martinez keeps getting jobs because I'm really surprised Joachim Low hasn't been given a
Yeah,
job
it seems
since.
like the moment he focus, yeah, it seems like the moment he focuses on national teams, he becomes a prime candidate there because quality, unless you're taking time off, like Zidane, maybe going, oof,
Yes,
oof, oof. Yeah, it seems like maybe Pep Guardiola finds himself in the national team if he needs some rest or whatever. But it, the top level coaches almost test themselves for a long time in club level, and
exactly.
it's not an easy job.
It's
It's
very
not an
exhausting
to do at all. Yeah.
because even if sometimes people forget, but Didier Deschamps is a very good coach too.
Yeah, Didier Deschamps is a good coach. He can probably do well on club level, but just master this.
No, he did well. He did well with Monaco. He did very well with Monaco. People don't remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Monaco
When
played
Monaco
against Porto in 2020. Yeah, Monaco played well against. Okay, they lost by 3 goals against Porto in the Champions League final, but he was their coach.
yeah.
Took Monaco Champions League final. He's a very good coach.
Did you see that battle between Haaland and Gabriel?
Oh yes, it was meant to happen. It's just unfortunate that God couldn't finish because that was a clear sight on goal. And look at how he finished it.
Oh yeah, no, that was he should have done a little better. That was incredible centre forward play from Haaland to create that space and opportunity. Just
That is what
incredible.
Haaland gives you. That is the X factor. That is the X
Yeah,
factor.
he
And
literally just created that space with
for
that physical.
anybody watching this stream or anybody who is recording it or whichever way, if you can clip this part of this what I'm about to see, and then send it to the Canadian national team. I have this. I'm offering my services for free. For free, nothing. Maybe just maybe you can give me PR, but I'm offering my service for free. Give me just 1 year with Promise David, and you are going to see a variant of Haaland in him for the national team because I know you are lacking strikers. And I promise you, just give me 1 year. Anybody that knows him, anybody that knows somebody that knows him, anybody in the Canadian FA, give me 1 year with Promise David, and I'll give you your Canadian version of Haaland in him. All this Laren, Jonathan, David, they've tried. Thank you. Bye bye. It is time for serious business. The team is coming of age. You have very good players. The French Euro, Segal, Saliba, Corny, Eustaquio. You have very good players. We we need two things in the team now. We need one very, 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 very creative midfielder, and then I'll transform Jonathan David for you for free. No, sorry, not Jonathan David. Promise David for you for free. I'm not taking money.
Public service
Oluwaseyi,
announcement, ladies and gentlemen. See,
Who?
offered services, time, energy.
Free.
Offered. What do they have to lose?
Free. You don't have anything to lose. 1 year, just 1 year for free. If you want to give me PR, I will take them. But
Ladies and gentlemen, Brazil, Norway, 6 minutes of additional time. Seems we have come to the end of the first half here, 0-0. This game actually picked up in the last 10 minutes. Uh, Heading into halftime, there was a few action there. If you're watching the game, you know Vinicius had a beautiful strike on goal, goalkeeper, beautiful save. You have Haaland putting pressure on Gabriel, Odegaard having a shot on goal, pretty good chance as well. There are a few storylines we're going to talk about here at halftime as well. But halftime so far, it's Brazil 0, Norway 0. Thoughts on the first half, Danny?
I think the first half has played out just as I expected it to. Yes, there were pockets of action here and there. A penalty save, which always makes for a good viewing, because one area of the game that people tend to overlook is goalkeeping. And if a goalkeeper is able to save a penalty and keep their team in a game, it is worth commending and worth mentioning. So that has also made for a very good viewing. The penalty save, I loved it. And again, there've been pockets of action here and there. Good shots on goal. Vinicius has been very enterprising. He's taken on his defenders or his marker very, very well. He's completed some dribbles here and there. Cunha has been very impactful as well. He got a penalty which couldn't be buried, but he's done what he's been brought into the team to do, which is to put pressure on the defense, and it's worked very well. On the other end, Nusa has had glimpses of good play. He's taken on his marker here and there as well. He hasn't yielded to anything substantive, but he's done his bit. Odegaard has been a bit of a letdown because a good number of chances have fallen to him. And in games like this, the chances will come few and far between. So when it falls at your feet, you should be able to at least make the most of it. And he hasn't done that. But he's had some good shots on goal. And there have been good saves on Alisson's end. Some of them have been very routine saves, but others have been good saves too. Especially the last one that came from the tussle between or the spill that happened between the tussle, the spill that happened from the tussle between Haaland and then Gabriel. And for Haaland, what do you expect? He's giving me exactly what I thought he was going to do, to keep the defense occupied, to be a handful for them, and just to build on the growing rivalry between himself and Gabriel, go shoulder to shoulder and then um, play on the front foot all through. It's for me, it's been a very good half. It's been very tactical. It's been end to end in certain cases, but mostly to there've been some dull moments in it too, as every game gives you. When one team feels maybe they're gotten out, so they have to take the steam out of the game. So I think it's been a good game. Maybe for neutrals, they were expecting something more. But you do not expect that from a team like Norway. Norway won't give you that heavy metal football where they are on the front foot, bam, bam, bam. That's not the way they play. They're just a very organized side that takes the game by the moments, and more often than not, that comes through Haaland. So we leave that to be seen in the second half to see if Haaland will take some moments. And yeah, there was also a goal that was disallowed very early in the game, which could have changed the tide of the game, but unfortunately it wasn't allowed because it was an offside. So 0-0, a good game for me so far. And I don't know what it was for the audience, but it was an enjoyable game for me from a tactical point of view. And yeah, CT, maybe you can share your thoughts as well.
Yes, yeah, I think if you have any comments on the first half, what you think, who's going to win the game, drop in the comment section, YouTube, X. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe for whenever something comes up on this channel on City Dice Sports, right? If you're on YouTube, go to YouTube, go like, share, subscribe, and leave comments on what you think so far. Join the conversation here. Want to hear what you have to say. We're obviously watching it in real time. You might actually have a better perspective on what is going on here. Want to hear what you have to say. Any comments about what you think in this game so far. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're on X, you can also leave your comments on there, or you can come over to YouTube preferred as well. Same thing on Facebook as well. But going back to the game, we know the hot moments in this game. I'm looking at the penalty, Matheus Cohen winning the penalty, smart penalty that he won over there, kicking the ball forward. I have my criticism about Bruno Guimaraes' style of penalty here. Beautiful save from Nyland. Wait for him, don't fall for it. He's gonna have to shoot the ball at some point. Power is low. If you go the right way, beautiful height, not too low, not high enough, you make a beautiful save to the left hand side of the goalkeeper. So Nyland, the goalkeeper from Norway, making a beautiful save. In my opinion, it can be a good penalty, but if your goalkeeper, it really gives the advantage to the goalkeeper when the goalkeeper can actually be patient in that style of a penalty. So the game stays 0-0. Norway early on in the game had a goal cancelled. It was rightfully offside. So that's good. We've seen the battle between Gabriel and Haaland as promised. That's not going to miss out when you see those two people go at each other. Fully, that battle has been highlighted clearly when Arsenal plays Man City um, in the Premier League, or when they match up often in the Premier League. But I would say, so the disallowed goal was by Berg. Yeah, I would say it has been a fun, even game so far. First half, filling each other out, but has also shown the attacking flair in the game right now as well. Leave your comments. If you have any, there's a poll going on. Let me check the poll uh, on YouTube. So 67% of people think Norway is gonna win on YouTube. So yeah, you can join the poll if you think whoever you think is gonna win. Just leave um, your thoughts in the poll there. Good question. I have a comment here from James Spinks 94. I think Danny, you talked about this just after the penalty happened. Uh, James Spinks 94 is asking why didn't Vinny take the penalty? So you can try to repeat yourself again about what you
Okay.
think why Vinicius did not take that penalty.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, James, thank you for the question. And of course, thank you for watching and then commenting along. When it comes to penalties, we look at the historical antecedents that precedes a player before they're chosen to take penalties. And when you look at his history, especially when he came into his own at Real Madrid, he struggled with penalties. He's missed a couple of penalties over the course of time. And it is only logical that going forward, and he's been coached at least since he shot to fame and into his own, the superstar he is today. A big chunk of that has to be attributed to Ancelotti. So Ancelotti knows him very well, and knowing that Vini is now the face of Brazilian football, there are certain things that can't be taken lightly when he misses certain things, or would rather be scores from open play than miss a penalty, given how much he's going to be criticized. And even how much he was criticized coming into this tournament for not being as all consummate and then being like the standing knight in shining armor for the Brazilian team. Right. So you can imagine the psychological effect is likely going to have on him if Vinny steps up for this penalty, knowing that he's not too good at them and misses it. Right. Yes, he can overcome it and then they can win. But just as they can win, they can also lose. And if they lose, you ask yourself, what is the narrative going to look like? Does he have the thick skin to take it in? Because he struggled heavily with criticisms from the Brazilian press for God knows how long. Right? So there's a lot at play here that goes beyond just Vinny taking penalty. He can take it and score, and life goes on anyways. Right? But just as with him being able to score, we've seen things optimistically from that point of okay, he will score. There's also the possibility that he will miss it. And if he misses it, what happens to him? Right? In the Brazilian context. Right? So there's a lot at play here. And with him being the talisman, you would want to, okay, let's go to our talisman to lead us down the path. But one thing is, Bruno Guimaraes is a leader as well. He's the captain of Newcastle. So he knows what the moment calls for. Right? And this was early in the game. It's not like they're down by a goal or they're down by 2 goals and they have to come back into the game. If they score, they take the lead. Right? So it is not a consequential thing to the point where it would affect their play so much. And so, long story is what I've given. Short story, Vinny is not good at penalties. So I guess the team just decides on who our penalty takers are when the game is ongoing, and then if there's a penalty shootout to determine who goes to the next round, maybe that is when Vini will play because of course he's one of, even though he may not be the best, he may be one of the better ones compared to the others in the squad. But out and out, you go to the one who knows how to play it. And in this case, or per how it looks like, given that Bruno took the penalty, it looks like he is the best taker in the squad currently, and he took it. And just as with everything else, you do not have a monopoly on scoring on scoring penalties. It doesn't happen that way. Goalkeepers also make their living and make their names from being good penalty shot stoppers, like Emiliano Martinez, and even the Paraguay keeper was very good in the penalties as well. Yassine Bono is very good. He has a reputation for that. Kepa Arrizabalaga has a reputation for that. So it it cuts across, and that is the beauty broadly. So long story, there are more to really not taking than what we see, right? The optics, criticisms, and everything in between. He really needs to play with freedom, and that is what I am. Ancelotti is trying to afford him. Just play with as much freedom because if you are playing with a light head, the team is going to do well because you are the superstar of the team, right? And would rather not give that extra pressure, even though that pressure also makes superstars. But knowing Vinicius and then how fragile his mental state can be, you're better off not giving him that responsibility and letting him just decide games on his own when he wants to.
Yeah, I would say, just to summarize that, I would say, uh, yeah, Vini is not known as a great penalty taker. You want your best player maybe to take this penalty, but if he's not regularly taking penalties in Real Madrid, that might also have to do something. Mbappe takes the penalties in Madrid, right? I would think so. So he doesn't regularly take penalties. Ancelotti doesn't want to kill his confidence early. But this is the World Cup. It's a big moment for star players. So I kind of get it. I think Ancelotti kind of there's a very good chance this decision is made because it's early on in the game and there's still a lot of game to be played, possibly. But if you ask me, I just think if you're going to be the star player of a team, you step up and take the penalty. Like we're just going to look around and be like, who's the best player on this team? Tough pressure moments. You live with your stars and you you ride your stars and you lose with your stars, in my opinion, right?
Yeah. I
Because
think, yeah, no, sorry. I think on the surface, yes, that makes a lot of sense, right? But the best players do not necessarily make the best goal penalty takers either.
oh, yeah, I agree in that sense. Like the part that I totally agree is that if your best player doesn't get to take penalties regularly, especially at club level, then I kind of get it. Especially if you have another player in your team. Is Gomares the designated penalty taker for Newcastle? That's what I would also want to know.
I think when Voltemada was there, he was the one taking it because he was the striker. But
Okay.
when he left, it became Bruno. Bruno was the one who was taking it for them.
Okay. So that makes a lot of sense because I would totally be comfortable with the person that takes it, let's say, gets 7, 8 kicks over the course of a year, rather than somebody that does not take any of it. Um, but if we are in a team where maybe you don't have any of that, you want your best player, it is what it is. Come there, how many yards, 12 yards, whatever the distance is, you strike it as hard and as well as you can to actually score. Because we all know Vini can strike the ball very well, right? But penalties are a little bit of a different animal as well. So we're beginning the second half here. Players are getting back onto the pitch. I expect the second half
Oh,
to be
Solot and
action
Musa are
packed.
out.
Oh, there are two players out. Oh, I haven't seen that.
Okay, my boy is coming. Oscar Bob is coming.
Oh, okay.
Oscar
So
Bob,
Bob is
fantastic.
in. Who and who is out? You said.
Musa and Solot.
And who? Sorry.
Solot and Musa.
Oh, Solat is out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say Solat. For me, Solat would be the kind of guy that you play 45 minutes, either end of the game, bring him in, change of tactics and stuff. Did they just show Neymar? Neymar seems to be with the fans or something like that. Can, no, that someone looks like Neymar in the stands.
So Neymar at this point is what he was. Or Neymar is to Brazil what Alfonso Davis is to Canada at this point. They're just being used as scare tactics.
Just to make you feel like something is happening, but nothing is really happening.
Nothing will happen. Don't worry yourself.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think it's going to make much of an impact. I expect the second half to be really fun. If you're on this live stream, we're going to be here giving the updates, live reactions, what we think, what's going on. If you're watching the game, that's also beautiful. Don't forget, leave your comments in the comment section as well. Tell us what you think. Join the poll, like, share, subscribe on the channel, City Sports as well. This is going to be an interesting second half, in my opinion. I think all the whole filling out is going to be gone soon, and we're going to get teams actually taking the risk to go win the game on both sides. Because I don't think any of these two teams would think to themselves that they don't have a chance to win this game. This is about the moments right now.
Yeah, I think this like the second half. So this is when you come out and play the game because if no team would want to play 120 minutes, right? So if you can kill the game in regular time, you go for it. And more often than not, teams are more adventurous in the second half because if you're able to go on the front foot, the likelihood of winning is always higher than the opposite. So I expect a much more enterprising second half than the first, and I'm more than confident that we are all going to be in for a good game.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think so as well. So a little bit of a change of shape, considering the two changes. So the two wingers for Norway is out. That kind of reminds me of what Tuchel did in the England Congo game, getting the two wingers out of the game early, Rashford and Madueke for Gordon, and I think after the Gordon came in with one other player, same positions as well to handle the wing. So kind of something similar here, but we have a free kick for Norway in their own half. So we want to see how this game actually opens up going forward.
But so when you mentioned England, is their squad out?
What?
The English squad.
No, their squad is not out. I was just referencing
Okay.
the wingers being changed for Norway is similar to the game against DR Congo, changing, removing Madueke and Marcus Rashford early on, not to replace them with two wingers as well.
So just as I predicted, I'm on Twitter at the moment, and everybody's criticizing Vinicius for playing the penalty. Right?
Oh,
It's
so
very
that's what's
easy.
trending, right? That's what's trending. It's why it didn't
It,
finish.
it, it is very easy. If you do it, you are damned. If you do not, you are damned. Right?
Yeah, but at least at this point, I can use Ancelotti to defend him, which is you get to give yourself a shield. Ancelotti is the shield right now for Vinicius because if he missed that, oh my god.
So Vinicius has been. If I don't think people know how much football transcends human life in Brazil. It's not even a religion because religion contains it. It transcends human life. And this is a country of 300 million plus. And 300 million plus who have a reputation for being the best at the game. And you are now the shining light on a hill that over time has become has degenerated over the course of years because the talent pool hasn't been as strong. Do you know how much Vinicius is criticized in Brazil? It's like
I'm sure. I'm sure he is. I
it
wouldn't
is
know how
borderline. It's
often.
like borderline. You shouldn't have a life because you don't give you don't give a third of what you give to Real Madrid to us. And this is a country that has produced Pele, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Romario, Zito. Sorry, Zico. Like, so it's like, who are you? We produce Neymar, and who are you, Vinicius? So there's a lot at play here. And I'm not surprised. Everybody on Twitter, oh, Vinicius is a coward for not stepping up in a knockout game, blah 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 blah. But he's been their best performer this season. Sorry, this in this tournament, and all because he has a coach who understands him and is letting him play how he wants to play.
Uh,
So
he has had a few offensive. He has played well in terms of beating his player, getting a shot on target as well in this game. So I get people are going to focus on that, but I want to believe the coach made the decision, and they can just leave Vinicius on this one, or do they want him to overrule his coach?
for me, all I can say is, as I've given Brazil the nod to win this game, and I'm more than confident Vinicius will have a hand in it. He will either score or have a hand in either creating the opportunity or an assist. So you have a hand in deciding when this game is going
How
to go.
that what if Brazil is going to win? I would think so as well. If there's going to be any success on the offensive end, we'll probably have something to do with it. Casemiro seems to be playing just fine. Like breaking up, really helping the wingers, like the right and left backs.
Because Casemiro, almost always you can just see the class. He's just a class player, right? We always laugh at him that he's now getting old and all the blah 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 blah. But that is one thing that comes with experienced players too. They always show you that there's a reason why I played at the very top for a very long time. And it's not surprised that it shows every now and then when he's on the ball. He has patience, but I'd always give that to him as well. He's a very good player.
Oh yeah, age is catching. The role he plays is very tough on age, really, really tough on age. But he still does a fantastic job more often than not.
I don't know if Norway is going to do well in this game, they have to take out Odegaard.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah, he no, he, mm-mm. He's, he,
I don't, I
you
don't,
see,
I don't think it's like a net negative right now in this game.
he has been a net negative from the time the tournament started. He keeps too long on the ball. Haaland plays on transitions. Haaland doesn't need too many chances. He's a transitional striker. So you don't hold the ball for too long and be scanning around. What are you scanning for? You have a potent finisher at the top. Quick transition because he's fast. But Odegaard will stand on the ball, look around, and give a sideways pass. He's been doing that all through the tournament, and even in Arsenal. If you just watch him closely, you for the next 5 minutes watch him closely.
Yeah, right now the game is just being played in midfield. Norway kind of holding on to the ball, Brazil trying to pick the ball up. Um, Norway isn't getting any penetrative passes going at the moment. Maybe they should look to load the ball, cross it. So we have a change of possession for Brazil. So Brazil gets the ball, and and yeah, Vini doing what Vini does best, to earn the Brazilian team a corner kick. Fantastic play by Vinicius. If you don't get it, like when Vinicius probably has like an 80% win rate right here, taking on his player one on one. It's been like straight up like not even a competition.
Vini. He overplay the ball. Cross,
Yeah,
you beat your second marker, cross the ball in. That was over elaboration. Are you Odegaard?
Yeah, it almost seems like it's pure Ancelotti football that is going on right now. Norway controls the game, tries to penetrate Brazil, and when Brazil gets on the ball, they just try to be precise. They're getting into their offensive shape quickly and trying to get something done. Typical Ancelotti football. Like when you're on the ball, do something with it. Right now, Norway is just holding on to possession, playing the ball around, trying to penetrate. And Brazil seems to be the ones that if we're gonna get that ball, we're gonna actually try to get something into the box. 55 minutes into the game.
I think what will make this game pick up in terms of the pace is if Brazil is to score first. Because
You think
Norway is very contented with playing.
possession?
It looks like they're contented with going all the way to 220 minutes.
Exactly. That's what I also think. That's why that penalty missed would have changed the complete
Change
complexion of
the
it.
whole dynamic of the game.
We got Chris Rock. Chris Rock in the house. I guess it's a celebrity role in New York today. Chris Rock is
It's
done in a
New York.
Brazilian shirt, so I guess we know who is supporting here.
It's New York, so there's nothing to be surprised about at all. That's where they all are celebrities and big names.
Celebrity role, New York City, California, I mean Los Angeles, East Coast celebrities, West Coast celebrities. Well, it's no longer halftime. We're in the second half of this game, 55th, 7th minute played. So we're going to update that. This game is still 0-0. If you ask most people, this game should be having multiple goals played in the game. Oh, we got Hendrick coming in soon. So let's see what kind of impact Hendrick could have on this game right now. So it's Matheus Cunha getting off for the young Brazilian Hendrick. Well, Matheus Cunha had his impact. He won a penalty. That could have been enough to be a big part of this game so far right now.
Yeah, he did what he was put on the team to do.
Yeah. So 58 minutes into the game. Don't forget, let's check the chat here to leave your comments. If you're on YouTube, X, Facebook, leave your comments. What do you think about the game? Most importantly, how do you think this game is going out, and what do you think is going to happen? Oh, Vinicius! Vinicius!
Do we have a goal?
No, we don't. You're gonna see it. It was. It's. If you're watching the game, there's real serious action coming up with Vinicius showing you why he is Vinny Jr. and Hendrick not being good enough.
Oh, that was a good pass. Hendrick's second touch.
Yeah, the second touch was bad. Just didn't put him in a position to shoot it the way he would like to shoot it. But that was a
Second touch
really good
was
chance. Just blow wide, yeah. My own thing, try hitting the target. He just couldn't get his leg around the ball.
the second touch, and I think he's a left. He's
Yeah,
left-footed.
yeah, he's a left footer. So try to get it on his left foot and just didn't get it right. That was so much space. That should be a goal. That's the best chance of the game. That is just as good as a penalty.
I think he couldn't believe he got. They couldn't
Just
believe he
got
was
into
played
the
on goal.
game. 2 minutes later, you're right there. You're right there, right next to making a big play. But what a play by Vinny though. Outside of the boot pass, right, right past the ball, right into incredible space for. My goodness, Hendrick is getting so much space and joy. I'm not sure where that space is. And there's something that I remember when Mo Salah was at Liverpool. There was always this conversation that I used to have about, oh, Salah misses too many chances. I'm like, there's something special about creating chances.
Mhm.
I get it, right? There's a difference. He's special enough to create many chances. Yes, he's not efficient, but some players cannot even create anyone. Just a player can improve his scoring, but sometimes you also want chances. Maybe not just for him, but if you can create chances, sometimes you can also create for your teammates, right? As well. If you
Mhm.
just have that ability to somehow find yourself in space. Salah had a stretch where, yes, he was scoring goals, but he was just creating so many chances, missing more
Mhm.
than he was scoring. But I'm like, there's something special about being that fast and nobody being
Yes.
able to be close to you
Yes.
as well.
Yeah,
And
I think sometimes we talk about chance creation in isolation,
yeah,
but it shouldn't be that way because it takes one person on the receiving end to also give you that is the person that justifies whether that was a chance or otherwise.
yeah,
Right? Because you can be playing the passes and what have you. If the person up top, that is why the Canadian national team pisses me off. Because they have a donkey at the top. That is Jonathan David, a very terrible striker. So how can you create for such a striker? You can't create anything for him.
oh yeah, no, that's also the thing, right? And to me, that's kind of like there are some players that don't create chances and need people to create chances for them. Then you have these players that always find themselves next to a chance. And I think
Exactly.
it's a skill. That's what I meant. Like, in my opinion, I've seen Hendrick right now. It's less than like 5 minutes. Hendrick has been in space, like incredible amount of space twice.
Yeah.
It's not a very common thing to do. Like, right? You might look at it and be like, he missed a chance or whatever. But there are some players that are not pulling away in that kind of space. They don't have the
Mm-hmm.
speed to pull away from their players, right? Don't have the ability to space the floor.
Mm-hmm.
He instantly opened up the center back twice, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the thing about
He
Hendrick,
just
he
can't
plays
come
in
close to him. Yeah,
yeah, and Hendrick plays in the pockets, so he's not an out and out striker like that.
yeah, yeah. He's not really an
Right.
out.
So
Yeah,
such players are very, very dangerous.
very dangerous. Like I've just seen him in space twice. The second one right now, he had to lay it off to the right, right? Um,
Yeah. He plays on your blind side. So if you're not vigilant, he'll beat you.
yeah. So far now, it has brought a certain level of danger, in my opinion, to the centre backs for Norway. I'm sure they are thinking to themselves, what are they going to do right now? Because you have to be concerned that this is not going to, that amount of space will be punished soon.
And I think it was like Cunha was very easy to contain
Oh
because he
yeah,
was being played as a focal head or the north star of the team. So we play to him.
yeah,
But Hendrick roams, so that helps in creating a fluid forward. At the moment, the only person that looks like he's fixed to his position is Vinny. Vinny,
yeah.
you know where Vinny is. You know the ball will find him there, and you know what he's going to do, and you know you can't stop him either.
You know, you can on that way. He just can't be stopped on that way right now.
The Norwegian team is just not cohesive enough. They don't know what to do with the ball.
And this is the time that you kind of feel the pressure too. You start getting tired, and those spaces start becoming more dangerous.
And because it's playing at the back of your mind that if you have to go down, it might be it. That is it. Your knockout is over. You are
Yeah,
going home.
They have not involved Haaland at all in this second half.
It is because Odegaard is on the pitch.
Cross the ball. I cannot understand why they are not loading this ball in the box. Like, what is this? Oh Lord!
They've made the game very boring. I can't believe I'm saying
Get
this.
Haaland involved. Get Haaland involved. That's how you spice up the game.
Their creative midfielder is playing sideways passes. As soon as he gets the ball, he looks to the side. How can Haaland get involved? You are wasting such a striker.
Well, they did a good job to try to get him involved. They need to do more of that. I couldn't understand what was happening. Okay, so now they got a corner kick, trying to put way more pressure on the Brazilians.
Give the Canadian national team Haaland for just 1 year. You will see something.
I like that. Norway is not doing exactly what they need to do to be dangerous. Done it like 2, 3 times. Good football.
I think what Norway is trying to do is they are trying to play themselves with the mindset of an underdog. So yes, yes, we all know we have Haaland, but that doesn't mean we are going to open up. We won't open up anyways. We have Haaland, and so what?
Oh yeah, but now they've gotten 2 balls into the box, and you can know that Brazil is in serious trouble if these balls keep coming into the box like this. So we have
I think the game plan here is to contain Brazil as much as possible, and
a substitution. Ryan and Martinelli leaving the game, and we have Neymar Junior coming to make his mark on the game.
My goods, my goods.
And Danilo Santos. Well, Neymar has 23 minutes, and we have a hydration break or ad break by Fox Sports.
My goods. The whole stadium.
Everywhere has jumped live. Neymar Junior himself into the
My
game.
goods. Number 10. We are not here to joke. Then go feel him. That is the player before the player. Hey, Neymar kill me. Player.
Crazy.
Correct player. Let's give it our all. If we go out, we go out.
So we have a
hydration break here. We give him more play time in the knockout game.
And Neymar has come into the game. So I guess now there are brief things going on all over the pitch.
Take the game to them. Take them on. Because I think it looks like the Norwegian players seem very easy to dribble. Neymar, take them on.
Norway, the last 5 minutes has been in the game, right?
Oh, yes.
They've been in the game in the last 5 minutes. And you see, you can feel Haaland being excited, like, yes, the ball is coming my direction. That's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, because what else? If you can't play qualifiers without a goal. It doesn't work that way. So get the ball to your marksman. Get the ball to him. Play him on. With the chance, what's his name? The chance was the boy's name. Hendrik. Haaland, if Haaland gets that, easy goal. Easy.
Oh no, come on now.
Easy goal.
That's the point. His speed creates this pace, that kind of space, right? But he can't.
Haaland is making those runs. Odegaard is not playing him on. That is my issue. Haaland makes the move. Play him on. Let him take on a defender. Haaland is very fast.
But that's the thing. That Haaland is going up against Gabriel. You think Gabriel is
Who is
going around
Gabriel?
not have that space? He's not having that
Who is
space.
Gabriel? We've seen
The
Man
problem
City
is
Arsenal every day.
Gabriel will not allow him to have that space. He would have to score
But
in a tighter situation.
Haaland has scored against Arsenal when Gabriel has been playing always. It is not like they are now meeting for the first time. He knows him. He knows how to ride him up.
Okay, so after the hydration break, Norway is trying to press high to win the ball. And let's see if this is a success. Nope, no success. Easy pass out from the back. See, somebody has to go and bring help for whoever is playing defense in this Vinicius' wing. Because Vinicius is just literally just.
Oscar Bob has to track back. But Oscar Bob, since he got injured, he just lost form. It's very
Yeah, he
unfortunate.
really needs to help. He really needs to help the right back for Norway at this point. Like that, anytime Vinny gets in 1-on-1, you can see he's trying to go back, not attack. If he does there come forward, Vinny kill that just
No, winning 1-on-1, you are going to be mincemeat. You are mincemeat for him. That one is normal. Neymar has to warm up into the game.
Oscar
Neymar has to warm
Bob.
up into the game.
What happened? It looks like Oscar Bob is not running like a healthy individual. Like he should be running up. Who's the left back?
I think the left back is Ostergaard is a midfielder.
No, I mean the left back for Brazil. Oscar Bob was supposed to run behind the guy. Couldn't just move behind him.
Oscar Bob, yeah, since he broke his leg and came back, he's just it pains me. I'm very sad for him. Very, very, very sad for him.
Yeah, there's obviously like a physical thing he's dealing with there. Like
Odegaard, what? Jesus Christ! Why is that? Odegaard.
But Bob did not get in for that pass. That pass was supposed to be going out wide to Bob.
You should raise your head and look at you see that you've been swarmed. Look for help. Who are you? Are you Neymar?
Huh. Come on, 72 minutes to go in this game. We need more action in this game. There is a certain level of conservativeness that's going on in this game. Very, very, very tight.
Oh, they are all scared.
Yeah. You can feel the tension. You can feel I would rather go 120 minutes than make a mistake. It's like in the air.
Yeah.
It's in the air of like, oh my God. Like,
And there's actually more pressure on Brazil.
Yeah, there's more pressure on Brazil than Norway. But you can also see Norway trying to be like, we don't want to mess this up. We don't want like a big moment against us here. It's like
there's Leonardo DiCaprio on the pitch. Nice.
Yep. Oscar Bob. Like there's just opportunity under his wing. He's just like a step slow. Vinny, 1-on-1. Hey, Spurs is in trouble.
So for the people watching, I'm not able to comment properly because my feed is behind like 1 hour, 1 minute 50 seconds. So I see everything 1 minute 50 seconds late.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll just spoil it a little bit.
I beg, spoil it for me, I beg.
Okay. So we have Norway actually moving a shot. Nice save from Allison. Allison with the young guy, I don't know if it's Tyson Grop or what's there. Nice shot, save, throw it. Save, shot on target, make Allison work, make Allison work.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Make him work, make him get down and make a save. Norway is just controlling the game right now. Norway is controlling the game. Brazil is happy to let Norway have the ball. They're not
I think
concerned.
Brazil will try to catch them on the break.
Yeah. And they seem to have the players right now to catch them on the break if they do lose this ball.
I don't know whether Neymar still has it in him, but it is left to be seen.
Yeah, Vinny and Hendrick seems to be just way faster.
Yeah, in terms of pace, yes.
Yeah, in terms of pace than the back line. Neymar might just be needed here to finish and score because it doesn't look like he's running past anybody.
And now we have slowed this game down. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Norway has killed. I'm telling you, this feels like that 5 minute stretch before the first hydration break. Norway has killed the game. Norway, look at this stats. Passes completed 503 for Norway. Brazil 230. They needed to give us that stat because we are all wondering the same thing. Like what
They're
is
just
going
passing the
on?
ball around. Like,
Yeah, they're just in practice right now. Norway is just in practice, and the thing is, Brazil is letting them. Brazil doesn't even have any intention to speed them up, and that's the plan. Crazy. Gimaresh out of the game for Ederson Silva. This game has
okay.
over extra time written all over it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, nobody like I don't get it. It's just one moment. You gotta take a risk here at some point. You're getting the ball. You're not even crossing the ball. You're not loading this ball. Get this cross in. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, football is not that difficult if you know what you have.
You have a goal?
Ladies and gentlemen,
You have a
Braut
goal?
Haaland, Braut Haaland, Braut Haaland, Braut Haaland, Braut Haaland,
Brout!
Braut Haaland,
Brout!
Braut Haaland, Braut Haaland,
Brout!
Braut Haaland, Braut. Bruh, this is all I've been calling for all game. More of this. It's not that like this is we
Proud.
don't see who is going to attack the ball. Watch him attack this ball ahead of whoever the center. Look at you. You're waiting for the ball to come and meet you. Where Haaland goes to go find the ball. Is it Marquinhos? You are in the box that has Haaland, and you expect the cross to come and meet you. The ball should come and meet you where you are chilling. A round of applause for Brad Haaland.
As I
Brad,
mentioned,
Brad Haaland.
as I told you, forget about all those, forget Gabriel. He has played against Gabriel several times. He's beaten them several times. Look at Gabriel. Did you see how Gabriel was marking him? Gabriel is chicken change to him. Gabriel will be player. Oh, you play in an Arsenal system that is being protected, so you think you're a good defender. Do you know Haaland? Do you know Brout? Do you know Brout?
Complete demolition.
For all the viewers watching, if you were here at the beginning, I gave you a certain statistic. These two sides have faced each other 4 times competitively. Norway has won twice and drawn twice. They've never lost against Brazil. So statistically, things were in their favor. Yes, I won't change my mouth and say I was not saying Brazil would beat them. No. But I was giving a statistic that it was not going to be an easy game. And so long as you have Haaland as your striker, forget about it. All he needs is half a chance. He doesn't need too many chances. No. These are the kind of strikers I feel. Because they don't need to be part of the game. They can be pedestrian for 89 minutes. 1 minute, create a chance, they'll score you. And that is what we have here. A generational striker of all standards, of all quality. I think Brazil is out. I think Brazil is out because,
as I said, right, a lot of times I don't just think a team is about one player. But when a team is a complete, one player makes a huge difference. And that's why I said the best player on the field is Erling Haaland. And Brazil as a team is not obviously, in my opinion, better. There's no obvious, for me, there's no obvious team being better than Norway. And I came into today's game thinking Norway has a better chance to win. I thought Norway would win. Obviously, it's Brazil. But Erling Haaland was going to be the difference, and he is proving right now to be the difference in the game. Like for me, it became obvious when they got those 2 crosses into the box, and you know you have involved him, and he knows the ball is coming. There's no doubt about.
so far, so good. My biggest dark horse is doing what I expected them to do. Because they have Haaland, and that is enough. Erling. Too much. Which kind of player is this? Which kind of player is this?
This is a real story of no be small thing,
I don't know more yaro. It's in a calamity that they try to organize. Neymar, what are you doing?
Neymar has been completely useless. To be honest with you, they would have just left Hendrick as top 9. I would like to be honest with you.
It's not the time to. I think Vinicius has to now take the game by the neck at this point.
This is not the time for Neymar to be on top 9. I'm looking at this, right? Hendrick was creating space on that top 9 position. And now all the passing of the ball Norway has done will now come in useful. You have to press now. Look at Neymar jogging. I think Neymar is the one that is going to chase with an effort to. Braut Haaland.
We've seen it. I don't know. I think people are mistaking Arsenal's Premier League win to question the tussle that happened between Haaland and Gabriel. It is one-sided. It has always been one-sided. You know the fit am.
Hey, you will see what just happened now. It would have been a disastrous day in the Viking land.
Brazil has wasted too many chances. Too many.
Oh, Neymar, this is your chance. I said Neymar should have been on the bench. Oh. Neymar should have been. What? No, I don't think that's Neymar. No, that's not Neymar. I cannot. Let me not give. Let me
Well,
not
Neymar
give.
is wearing a yellow boots.
It's Casemiro, not Neymar. My bad. Yeah,
Wow. That almost scored.
it's Casemiro. Oh, it's actually a save.
I think in this case, I would want to see an extra time. Brazil should do something, please.
Oh my God, they are both saves. Nyland. Nyland.
He's
What?
making a name for himself today.
What? I don't know if you have seen the two saves, but one for sure. You should have seen one by now. There's like a looping ball that's coming in soon. My goodness, what a save! Woo! Yeah, he's currently the man of the match. Ah, that's ah, that's massive. Ah, that is massive. That is massive. Ah, that is massive. That is massive. Hmm. Nyland has been incredible. The Vikings are here. Vikings are lighting up the New Jersey Stadium right now. You see, that is the
Odegaard is a very nice player. My God.
He's holding down the midfield. I cannot see it.
Shut down with midfield.
Okay, he's controlling 500 passes for this thing with Odegaard leading 500 passes. Brazil gotta do something. They gotta do something. Okay. Vinny. Oof, what a save. Yeesh. Yeesh, and he hit his head on the pole. Yeesh.
It's I don't know why Brazil allowed Norway to control the game for so long. You have to go
Brown!
Brown
Brown!
again.
Brown! Brown! Ladies and gentlemen, a strong round of applause for Brown. Brown! Brown!
Brown Haaland. What a
One
player!
touch,
What a player!
30 to left foot, 2 foot, and they deliver your strike. Ogola.
What
It
a
is
player! What a player! Ancelotti can't believe his eyes.
no, he knows, he understands. They thought they had the ball blocked or covered. No, they did not. Brout.
You watch the game. You see how many touches has he had all through the game? This is a
The
striker.
moment they sent in those 2 crosses that he tried to get his leg on, I was like, it is finished. He is like, you guys know what to do now. Everybody's brain.
No, but the thing here is, why do you allow such a player to have so much space on the ball?
Well, I guess they had no other option.
Oh, Ellen Haaland, I love you so much. I love
Two
you so
touch,
much.
2 touch, set it. Before anybody would know that Brown is on the ball, it's in the back of the net.
I love you so much. How can such a player, you play for Norway, go to a World Cup, you score 7 goals in your first World Cup? It is not normal. This is a generational striker. This is not normal. What you are witnessing now is not normal, my brother. This is not normal.
See, the efficiency of the touches is not normal.
Correct. This is
There's
correct.
nothing about this that makes any sense. Eh?
Eh, You see, when I think at some point we were saying when Messi and Ronaldo go, who are we? This Mbappe Haaland argument, it has legitimacy. It should go on. The two of them are that good. It should go on.
Oh
This
no,
is a player.
it's a real thing. Oh, what is happening now is too funny. One more time, a round of applause for Brown. Yeah, the thing I wanted to say before Brown scored his second goal is that this is the problem with the tactics Brazil was playing. The moment they scored 1-0, because they've had so much of the ball, they were so comfortable retaining the ball. They were so comfortable. This is what
Exactly.
they're doing the whole game, right? So comfortable retaining the ball. So now it put Brazil like, what are you going to chase? They have had so much success passing the ball around that it's not going to change now.
It was very clear that Norway knew what they wanted to do. Let's continue up until the end and hit you with a dagger because we have Haaland. You don't have Haaland. I have Haaland. You don't have Haaland.
And from the
Right.
beginning of
So
the second half, you could see the tactics becoming clear that we are going to set
yes,
it up.
I'll continue to the very end when I know you don't have enough time to react. Then I dagger you with my assets. And who is that? The Browns. Oh my God. Haaland is too good. He's just too good. Too good.
I feel like this second goal said he did not get it. He did not understand how the ball. If you watch it in real time, everybody froze. Because this one is outside the box. Just picked it up.
How are you now being aggressive? You're now being aggressive. All along, you're now being aggressive. See goal. See striker.
Time don't finish now.
Gabriel, you can't believe his eyes. You don't believe his eyes. Go home, my friend. Brazil, go home.
Brazil was not a very good team anyway. I was never bought into Brazil.
That's why I said the whole team's success has been dependent on Vini.
Yeah, they have not been a good team in
They
general.
haven't been a good side. Like they are not good enough.
The problem they are having now is even with the 2-0 lead, Norway has built so much passing confidence. Like, my God. Norway now
I
is just.
beg, my chairman, after this one, can you go and clip my part where I say my dark horse is Norway? Repost, I beg.
Oh, I will see if I can go and find that. It's already in the clip. I just have to go and find it.
People for saying we watch football over here. We don't
Oh,
just
yeah.
talk. We watch football. We watch the game.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll go and try. Probably tomorrow or something. I'll try and find time and clip it.
Ah,
I've not even, because of time, Sef, I've not gotten the end of Premier League stuff out. But yeah, I'll try and clip that one. No, as I said earlier in the show, after you made your case for Norway, I never came into this game thinking Brazil.
mm,
Brazil is the. I know you said you thought Brazil would win. I didn't share that sentiment. The best player is Haaland, and as an overall team, I still maintain that Brazil is not better than. Minus Haaland, they are not better than. If you remove Haaland and Vini, they are not really better than Norway, in my opinion.
of course.
If you just remove Haaland and Vini. So in that sense, you now have Haaland in there. Like, to me, it is very obvious. And do people want to fight? Match has ended. Is it now Brazil wants to show fire? At the end of match, why is Ego Thiago coming to fight from bench? Because they did not put you to play, they put Neymar. I don't understand what is happening here. Oh, Neymar got yellow card.
You should go home with them. All of them. They should go home. You have Joao Felix at home. You say you take Igor Thiago. Now you are struggling. You have Joao Felix at home. You say you take Igor Thiago.
My problem is, I thought even in this game, bringing in Neymar instead of Ego Thiago is also a problem. And the other thing is, they brought Neymar to play center forward. And what I would say to Carlo is that, didn't you see that Hendrick was better in that center forward? Like, I'm sorry, Hendrick just created space. Even though he was laying it off, Hendrick just created space in the center forward. Like, you could have just, Hendrick could have stayed there. Neymar didn't really. You could have brought in some other player to play the wings or something. I guess hindsight is easy, but
Looks. Is there a penalty?
yeah, there's a VAR check going on. Yeah,
Against
that should be a penalty, but they didn't call it. They didn't call it a penalty. So referee is just
against Brazil or
No,
for Brazil?
Yeah. In my opinion, that should be a penalty. But the referee
Oh,
didn't.
the game is over. They shouldn't worry themselves. The game is over.
Well, Brazil wants their penalty, unless Nyland can come and save it too. Who knows? It's an elbow. Yeah, it's a clear elbow to the head. That should be a penalty. There's no need for us to be arguing. Collect 2-1 and everybody can move on. It's a clear elbow. Like, I'm sorry, you don't lead with your elbow like that to go and knock people. Like, so what are we going to do? What to give somebody concussion? Ostigard. It's a clear penalty. It doesn't matter much or anything, but yeah, it's a penalty.
Well, I think Neymar will score, but that should be it.
Yeah,
He
it's
should just
something
close
like
a
that.
big. It would be a travesty for this game to go further than that.
No, Brat has done what Brat does. The goalkeeper for Norway is shit talking Neymar. Yo, he saved Bruno Guimaraes' own. Oh, be ready. Oh, don't call you and be doing this thing. You kick this one wide now. You kick a wide. I know this is your perfect spot. The penalty spot is your sweet spot, but
It looks
don't
like
do.
Neymar scored. Has Neymar scored?
Neymar has pinned the goalkeeper. He did the same. I guess he's trying to tell him that Guimaraes penalty is his penalty. So he did the same penalty for him and froze him.
okay, Neymar should take the consolation goal home. And you, they don't deserve to still be in the tournament. They should go home.
They should go. They are not good enough. Like there's no there's no two ways. They told some, I was being told that there should be a round of applause for them. There is no round of applause for them or anything. Clap for what? That person will deserve hand of applause now if they give hand of applause. Round of applause for them.
You see Neymar's target, but he still scored. Because he's the
No, but
inventor
that's
of
the
this
point.
car.
That's his penalty. He stuck him and he's him that knows what he does with the penalty.
And he's looking at him. He's looking at the keeper throughout.
Yeah.
The game is not over.
I think there's like 1 or 2 minutes because of that penalty. Stop asking referee to blow. You people playing on the pitch, keep playing till the game is over. What do you mean by you're looking at referee? Stop looking at the referee. Play the game. Whenever he decides to blow the whistle, he blows the whistle.
This is a repeat of the exact results that happened in the group stage in the World Cup between Norway and Brazil has repeated itself again. Norway
Group
beat them
stage?
2-1.
Group stage where?
It was either 98 or 86. Let me check and then confirm. But Norway beat them. That is the only win they've had competitively against them was in the World Cup.
Yeah. Final whistle, ladies and gentlemen. Final whistle, and I guess congratulations.
It is amazing, 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 amazing. Erling Haaland, you go down generational. What he's doing now, man, it has never happened before. First time in the World Cup, leading a team like Norway. Leading a team like Norway, and you've scored 7 goals.
A round of applause to the Viking. Come on, louder, louder.
This is amazing. 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 This is amazing.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you see, if you did watch the Dark Horse video earlier in this show, this World Cup, you would have already been ready before the World Cup happened. If for no shock on that.
This is their first time in the quarterfinal. The first time. Come on, man.
Well, we are here. Brazil is out. And you know, one thing that is very important for everybody to understand is that this quarterfinal, I'm guessing this is the first time we're having a round of 32. So when you arrive in the quarterfinal, you didn't arrive in the quarterfinal by winning round of 16.
Exactly.
You arrived in the quarterfinal by winning twice.
2 games before getting to the quarterfinal. So
to get to the quarterfinal, it is 2 games. There is a difference, ladies and gentlemen. An obvious difference.
This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Obvious difference, ladies and gentlemen. As how do we put it? As Canada, Norway progresses. My camera. You can continue, Danny. Camera gone off.
Well, I think there isn't much I'll add to this. But again, as CT mentioned, if you can go back to our prediction video before the whole World Cup started, I pinpointed my biggest dark horse at Norway because of how defensively organized they are, and then having the X factor, which is Haaland. And quite clearly, it has played out very well. And for any team that is likely going to meet them going forward, this is their cautionary call for them to know that this is not going to be easy. So going forward, it is either going to be Mexico or England who is going to face Norway. And whichever team they're likely going to face out of these two, Norway stands a chance. Why? Because they have Erling Haaland. And it is just what it is, right? Granted, there's an argument about this current Brazilian setup and this not being the Brazilian of old or the Brazil of old. And that is very true, right? But I wouldn't want to take anything away from Norway's performance because it wasn't like they were even playing on the back foot and then they got a chance and they scored. They controlled the entirety of the game and then they chose their moments when they wanted to decide the game and they decided the game through their talisman, which is Erling Haaland. Fantastic, fantastic game. I am very, very happy right now because I have an invested love for Erling Haaland, just like a million of other people do. He's an amazing striker. I think I'm running out of superlatives to describe him because this is a striker who doesn't need. These are the kinds of strikers I like. I don't need to touch the ball a 70 million times before I can score. Jonathan David, Kyle Larin. Hey my God, Canada national team. Call me. My email address is my first name. Okay, you just call me. Look for me on LinkedIn. Send me a message. I'll change his David for you. But that was on the side. An amazing game. Again, if those who are watching kindly, if you remember the first half, I mentioned that since Brazil wasn't able to score, it was in Norway's interest to control the game to 0-0 until halftime. Why? Because everything happens usually in the second half. That is when the action happens. That is where games are decided. So they contained them, took them to the house, came out and like, okay, it looks like this team is not as threatening as we thought they would be. Because why? Everything goes through Vinicius. So if we can, of course, we can't contain Vinicius throughout, but if we can block the channels where connecting from him to the front person who can score is not available, then you can be able to control the game to a large extent and eliminate 50% of the Brazilian attack. And that is what they did. So they controlled the game throughout the second half. They picked their moments on when they decided, okay, we've had enough, we now want to score. They scored 2 quick goals in quick succession, one after the other. And again, you have a talisman. Oh my God. Brout, I love you. Brout, I love you. Gabriel is not a defender. I don't watch football. I watch too much football to tell you that Gabriel is not a good defender. The whole Arsenal setup is Saliba. I'm telling you, my brother, everybody watching, you see my temperature has risen because personally, I hate it when people are being given a hype that they don't deserve. If you play in a defensive setup, everybody will look good on defense because everybody is on the back foot. Gabriel not be defender. You're not Haaland. Do you know Haaland? Do what? Oh my God. So I am done. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm sure CT will share his thoughts before we wrap up. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah.
Those who watched I'm very thankful that we shot that video so that people will come and say, oh, I'm jumping on the bandwagon. And then when I saw the first game and I decided, I gave you Cape Verde. I gave you Norway. I gave you Haiti.
Japan.
I gave you Japan. Haiti, if anybody who watched this World Cup and watched the group stage, they were in a tight group. They were in the group with Brazil, Morocco, and then Scotland. If anybody that watched the first game, Haiti, Scotland, yeah, they will score, but that is where quality and experience come into the picture. And they couldn't win that game, not by a goal to nil. But if you watch them against Brazil and you watch them against Morocco, and they tell me that that's not a good team, send me your account details. I'll send you money.
Don't forget, send your account details so we know that you are here.
Yes.
Send
You
it
watch Japan.
to send your case, send your application with your details and information and debate.
Send
Why
me.
you're not a good
I'll send you money. And then we come to Japan. Japan has the unfortunate syndrome of systemic thinking. We do things in a very systematic way. So if it doesn't work that way, we struggle. And they struggled all the past 3 editions of the World Cup. They go up by 2 goals. Belgium come back and beats them. They go up by 2 goals. Croatia comes back and beats them. And it was unfortunate, but everybody who watched them could tell, even against Brazil, that no, you are worthy winners. It was just unfortunate. Of course, a big part of their playing body, Minamino, this Liverpool player, Endo, and then Brighton, they all got hurt before
Cairo Mitoma.
They all got hurt before the World Cup. But even at that, you see how the system was working. They play like machines. So those were my two that couldn't make it further. But did you people see Cape Verde? Did you people see Norway? Thank you. So I'm done. You know that when you want, if you want to get the best of analysis when it comes to football, and not just people who just parrot popular viewpoints and then popular opinions. It's a city that sports. It's a city nice.
Danny has told you, like on this place, we don't used to talk cha.
No.
We don't just used to give you content for content's sake. On City Dice Sport, content is not just for content's sake. Content is for the fact that we are offering you value. We are giving you
value
the information.
Because we know the game. We know what we are talking about.
No. There's no need to talk about what we don't know about. If we know what we talk about what we know about.
Thank you.
That's all.
So for those of you on the stream, kindly, thank you very much for sticking and staying for this long. Please share anytime you see the stage outside that we are about to stream. Share with your friends, share with family, and tune in and have the conversations with us as well, right? Because we may know so much and predict so much, but we do not know it all. That is why we have a beer parlor situation here or a town hall situation to have
exactly. And that is the whole point. We come together here so that we, like as I said earlier in this show, the biggest evidence of why I do this in the first place is if you watch the beginning of this stream, you kind of understand why we do this. Danny here was the Norway guy. Today arrived and he was like Brazil. And I'm like, Danny, you told me Norway. I do not buy this. I was not that I don't know about Norway. But would I have been the one advocating for Norway? But just listening to Daniel making his point, because I know good points when I see one. You see, that is the problem. That is also what is happening around. I know a good point when I see one. And if you have been on these streams and see how the England DR Congo game, when you watch the game and you know what you're looking at, you exactly know what you're looking at. You know what to look for. It's not very difficult. In my opinion, it is very difficult if you don't know what you're doing. But I always consider that if I am following and I'm watching and I'm trying, I know what I'm looking at. Obviously, let's not get it twisted. Everybody that pretends like they know everything, we don't know everything. But when you look, as Danny said, in the now viral Canadian clip, go listen to the Canadian clip. Now viral all over Cape Verde. The love for Danny in Cape Verde right now is very high. Very high. Over in Cape Verde. The love is high, but the most important thing that you get from that clip is when Danny said that since he noticed them from the AFCON, he has watched them closely. Very important point. And then you get on it. But Norway has also shown that it might be their first time back in the World Cup in a very long time. But Danny made a good point about Norway and the threat they bring into the league. And then, from my observation, I can tell you, Haaland is one of the best players in the world. Only rivaled by Mbappe. And glory experience, Messi. We have to. Then, of course, Messi is a different Congo England clip. You would hear me clearly say, must, I insist, be included in that danger zone. And he didn't take long for him to show it. For him to show it. 2 minutes space. Haaland Hurricane. You can see 2 goals, big stage, and And I must say, it makes a significant amount of difference. Like this current age of superstars that we have, we
I
can call
love
it
it.
hype, but the results are showing the difference. Like it's a clear difference that it's happening. I am. It gets me to a very important point that I think that we are having in football these days. And I would also say in life in general. I don't want to say only football. And Danny, you can help me out here in general to make my point.
Of course.
I think in a generation where extreme skill, hard work, dedication, or whatever, if you can imbibe any of these skills, you stand out very easily.
That
It-
is true.
yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that I think there's um, I don't want to call it a disease. It's not a good form. There's a hype. There's a trend of average. We were talking
Oh
about.
yes.
I was with my friends yesterday in a barbecue, and we were talking about the signings of Matheus Fernandez and Elliot Anderson, and I was, for lack of a better word, flabbergasted. Like how mediocre. Did you see the kind of money Tottenham is giving out? Like, whoa, like Tonali, yes, Tonali was one of the players. Like Tonali, like what level of appreciation are we giving to average? What is this?
I don't know what's going on.
And the point I was going to make before I diverted, hopefully, I'm sure we're going to have a conversation about these transfers. We have had this
Of
in
course.
previous years
Of
that
course. We
where
have
we'll
to.
talk about this, and we will dissect that more. But I wanted to make a point when it comes to the impact of star players. I have a theory on the impact of star players. The difference between Kane, Mbappe, Haaland is because every other person is too average. I think when we had the stars of Ronaldo,
Yeah.
there was just so many elite players. Now, if you're
Yeah.
really elite, the gap now becomes too
You
much.
stand out. Yeah.
The gap becomes
That is
way
true.
too much. We are celebrating too many averages. When Elliot Anderson is going for the prize that Mbappe would have gone for in any other generation of no averages, we all watch the game. We all watch Elliot Anderson. You watch the Premier League, and then a player like Matheus Fernandez has been relegated. Is it Matheus Fernandez has been relegated twice? In what world do you even negotiate? When is there money laundering going on here? Are people not going to ask the real questions?
No, for me, I agree that there's money laundering. There's some, because it's not normal. What you're saying, everything I'm saying is not normal. But you continue.
No, I agree with your point. I'm asking the question. But
Oh,
am
okay.
I the only one that is wondering whether there's money laundering going on here? Does this look normal to anybody that a player, young or proven, his team has been relegated twice,
Yeah.
is valued and paid for? Not just valued. Valued is a different thing. You can value anything you want to pay. But when it has been
Yeah.
paid for, then there's definitely something going on that is beyond our normal understanding tells us what could be going on, but there's no evidence to prove what could be going on. We'll wait for the next 10 years and see what comes about. But this is our understanding. But it goes back to the point. The main point I'm trying to make here is that we are here to show gratitude and appreciation to the absolute superstars. But I
Oh,
also want to
absolutely.
make the point that there's too much
Absolutely.
average being called superstars at the moment. And then the real superstars, the gap is just too wide.
I think what we are experiencing currently in sports, for people who are, I'm not sure if anybody is still on the stream, or anybody is listening to us still, but for anyone who is still here, what we are experiencing now, as a business person, is not too different from what happens in other industries. We are experiencing a bubble. So we're
Exactly.
having a talent bubble, and it will pop. It's because it is not natural for things to progress this way, right? I
Yeah.
think when it comes to these kinds of lofty transfers, we can trace things back to Paul Pogba. That was when a blockbuster move happened when Manchester bought him from Juventus for 80 something million, and we can look back and say that was like one of the blockbuster moves that happened, and people were like, "Yes, Pogba is good." And at the time, we were saying Pogba is good, but he's not. He does not deserve that money at the time. And that was a whole Paul Pogba at the
Yeah.
time. And since then, there was an inflation because there's so much money that has come into the sport. A lot of money has come into the sport because it has been democratized very heavily. The sport has been democratized very heavily. It is very accessible. There's social media, right? So what we are seeing now is a production of talent. And you don't need to be good. You just need one good game. So you don't need to be an elite talent. You just have to have one good game, and then we have a machine that would propagate you in a way that you actually would see yourself in a mirror and say, ah, am I the one they're talking about? So
Yeah.
we have the advent of social media that has decentralized the consumption of sports and then the creation of narratives around players. And that has now become so now the sports now transcends what you do on the pitch. It is more about the production that comes after your time on the pitch.
Yeah.
And we have actors like Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, and the likes in the picture who a classic case is Jonathan David. Jonathan David, I don't know what his agency paid Fabrizio Romano, but he was almost always in the news. And Fabrizio was always posting him when he was at Lyon. And then they propped him up into something that he's not. And he got a big move to Juventus. And he was terrible last season, extremely terrible coming to this World Cup. And it was evident for all to see in the World Cup that he's a terrible player. So what we are seeing now is a production or a manufacturing of talent through imaging and less of the person's actual talent. So again, as I've gone off tangents, but I'm coming back.
No, I think you're still on target because now the game has ended. Norway has won 2-1. And that's the conversation we're having. That's the kind of things you get on City Dive Sports. That's exactly where we are. We are not going to claim like we are a very structured network. We are here for the fans and for us to have conversations like we all do.
Yes.
Instead of everything being estimated. Because you make a good point, because this is exactly why we are also here. There is too much of image correction on everything.
Exactly.
There's too much branding going on. Does people understand what branding and marketing is? Branding and marketing is a portrayal of an image. It does not the exact reality of the product or the service you're getting.
Exactly. It is make believe.
Yeah, but you can continue. I just wanted to point out that you're not actually off point. That's what I'm hoping to get done here, is to leave the usual. Still try to do it in good quality, but leave the usual. There's too much branding. Absolutely. On here, we come here. Danny is on here. We're trying to give you good audio, good video. That's about it. I'm not trying to speak only English to you. I don't have a ad break and hydration break to give to you yet. Very soon. If you ask for it, we might bring it for you, right? But that's the whole point that we are trying to bring here. Is everything is too branded, too marketed. And on here, the one reason I want to also do what I do is that we'll give you evidence. It's not too much Go back and check the records. I'm not just telling you to do. Go check it. Go check the records. We will not say anything we have not said before, because why? Where we want to go and clean up the internet for you. I cannot clean it up yet. Right?
I think on the contrary, we actually want informed listeners. And for those who are not informed, as we speak, you can quickly on your phone go quickly.
You check it out.
Check things out, right? When Pogba moved from Juventus to Manchester for 89 million, it was like, this guy left you for free. Why are you buying him back at such a price tag? And before then, even before Pogba, we can go as far back. We move as far back to 2010, 2009, 2010. The blockbuster move that happened. Fernando Torres from Liverpool to 50 million pounds. And that was scandalous. They say, this money is too much. We are spoiling football. And that was at the time. Now 50 million pounds is chicken change. If you get 50 million pounds, you think you've got a good deal.
Change. It's absolutely incredible what has happened. The bubble.
And if you ask yourself, if you ask yourself, Chelsea buying Fernando Torres 50 million pounds, and you look at the caliber of player Fernando Torres was for Liverpool at the time.
To me, this is another thing that is absolutely crazy. That's why these people don't actually think the citizens are serious, because their pockets are getting fatter and fatter, and we have to seriously ask ourselves the questions: are the complaints of the people struggling, whatever, really real? Because that's what they're asking. Their pockets are getting bigger. People are churning up. The scam is getting wilder and wilder. The belief is getting wilder. People are really buying into the bubble. So people are stretching themselves into the bubble and don't even realize that they are stretching themselves in the bubble. And by example of this, we just called a few star players. You mentioned one right now that we are going to clip and put online, which is Gabriel.
Oh,
Gabriel being turned into top.
oh.
Is it maybe because we don't have quality defenders anymore? When I fell in
And
love with football, I just
my
mentioned
brother,
Nesta against Messi. I know the kind of
I have
defenders.
started.
You know the kind of I know the kind of defenders that I enjoyed watching. Have you if you watch the game, if you remember Ricardo Cavallo? Who
City.
remembers Ricardo Cavallo? I know it's not the sexy name, it's not the John Terry you remember. Have you ever heard of a man
Forget
called
on Terry.
Nemanja Vidic? Has Vidic ever told you that you should come and enter pocket? I know you might remember Rio Ferdinand, but I wanted to remind you of Ricardo Cavallo. Ricardo Cavallo will hold your shirt, drag you to the floor, pin you there, will all be on the.
I think even with this one,
Those were the kind of defenders I fell in love with. And now we are very average. In as much as Daniel will make his statement about Gabriel, I don't think Gabriel is that bad. But as I mentioned earlier, the other defenders are so horrible. Look, I think it was McKinhos against Haaland. Those things don't happen. You're in the box, you're waiting for the ball to come and meet you.
you can change.
So
We
what
have
happens? The one person that is aggressive to the ball, it feels so easy. But that was a ball that you're coming there, you know that an elbow is waiting for you.
Before it is in the air before you come down. You go feel them in the air before you come down.
Before you will reach ground like this, is tumble, you will tumble. By the time you reach there, your head and head like this will be coming. You're waiting for the ball to come to you in the 18-yard box. And then the one person that attacks the ball. Then you are evident to that ball. Did you see the goal Haaland scored? That goal was simply about the other people not being as good. You just attack the ball. Kane did it a couple days ago. Where he attacked the ball. And all the other defenders were all standing, looking. What do you expect? It now makes it look like it's easy. Imagine what Christian Benteke would have done to these people with headers. Standing and waiting for.
My brother. Demba, Christian Benteke, Demba Papi Sisi, Darren Bent, Jermaine Defoe.
Attacking the ball.
Do you know when it comes to the English Premier League, since you're talking about Gabriel, English Premier League, I won't even talk about the top four, because at the time it was called the top four. When the quality dropped, they made it top six. As soon as the quality began to drop, they're like top six, because everybody could beat everybody. But when it was clear that there was a top four who, no matter what you do, you can't beat them. Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea. Arsenal was in and out. Arsenal kept going in and coming out. And the Wenger, they kept going in and coming out. But they were still a consistent feature. And then Pochettino happened. We had Wander Ramos. Wander Ramos came to.
No, Man City started coming in with Pellegrini and stuff, and Pellegrini and.
Pellegrini came later. Before, I'm talking about the traditional top four. When Mourinho came around, the traditional top four, Wander Ramos came. Wander Ramos left to Real Madrid, and then Pochettino came at some point later in the years, and then Tottenham became a talking point too. I'm saying all this just to say, at the time, Tottenham had Pavlyuchenko as their striker. They had Dimitar Berbatov as their striker. Do you know who that player is?
If people understand who Dimitar Berbatov is, did you see people? Did you hear in commentary? In commentary, I heard some people say that Messi's goal with his control was one of the best World Cup goals. You did not watch Dimitar Berbatov control. If you watched Dimitar Berbatov, you would have known that whatever Messi did there was a normal for Dimitar. Berbatov used to see. I'm going to say something right now that obviously people will think that we are old. That's why we are saying what we are saying. If you have ever seen that thing that you think that Messi did, Messi is also reminding you praise from the old. That is normal. You can be a shouting. Mm-hmm. There was a man called Daikoit that used to drop Xabi Alonso's long balls like they were. I don't watch football. I've watched football. I don't know how the people were watching it. I used to enjoy those control. Dimitar Berbatov. I know some people would have seen highlights of David Beckham's beautiful goal where he spinned around or whatever. Dimitar Berbatov break the ball around him with a ball floated from like goalkeeper. He will just come in down. The ball don't go spin. The ball is no longer spinning.
I think that's what I'm like. We look at the current crop of strikers in the league now. It is only Erling Haaland. At some point in the league, every team. That's why I mentioned Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine Defoe for Tottenham Hotspur and then Sunderland. That guy gave you every season 20 goals minimum. He steady, he dey deliver. There was
And he
Darren
was still
Bent.
not good enough to be in the top 4 teams.
He was not good enough to play
Remain
for the top teams. The highest he went to was Tottenham Hotspur.
If you were a top team, look at the kind of strikers top teams used to carry. Cristiano Ronaldo, Fernando Torres, obviously. When Fernando Torres was Didier Drogba. Do you know what Didier Drogba would have done to the defenders this period? What did they do?
Man City had Edin Dzeko. Do you know Edin Dzeko? Do you know Edin Dzeko?
Let me remind people, go check these people out if you're still on the stream or you find this video later in the future. Ask yourself about a man called Robin Van Persie.
Oh, RVP. Oh my goodness.
Because when I think of all these players, the only player, as you said, I compare them to is Erling Haaland.
As it is finished.
Can any Chelsea striker now? Chelsea, apart from obviously Man U, we're talking of the people that have money. Liverpool, look at Isaac. Like, what is all this? Like,
Isaac scores 25 goals, you sell him for 110 million. Isaac, 25 goals. And 25 goals that Jermaine Defoe was given us season in, season out at Sunderland.
You know what Robin Van Persie did? Came to Man U without any midfielder. Robin Van Persie carried Man United to win league. People don't know. People don't understand Robin Van Persie. Sir Alex Ferguson could not believe his eyes when he got Robin. He was like, I won't retire yet. Just give me Robin.
Rooney had to drop to come and play midfield because Van Persie is here.
Rooney had to turn to a super crosser.
And then we have Carlos Tevez. We have Aguero. Oh, come on, man. Carlos Tevez, Aguero.
This reminds
Tevez
me of
played for West Ham. When Tevez played for West Ham before he moved to Man U, do you know what he was doing at West Ham?
Do people know that Carlos Tevez, you want to kick the ball, he will put his head on your feet?
My brother, let me.
A man that chased the ball, knowing that he would not catch the ball. Carlos Tevez was a friend of mine's favorite player. People don't know who Carlos Tevez was. That's their problem. You think that the ball is in his face.
Even all of them aside, and then there was Chicharito, bench to bench.
Oh no, I watch sports these days. I'm like, very few of them excite me, and they will be like,
there's no quality. The quality is down. It's very low.
Average. These are average players. When I watch football, Clarence Seedorf, the technique. I remember telling friends, I was like, I can't believe these players cannot shoot the ball anymore. How many outside the box goals do we see? Back then, go watch highlights. Check what Lampard, Gerrard, Clarence Seedorf, they used to do from outside the box.
My brother, let me go and rest. Let me go and eat. I want to. Because
anyway,
we can go on and on. But
for everybody watching the live stream, this is what you get to come on the City Dice Sports. This is kind of things we talk about. If you want branded and imaged and stuff, you go to Fox, ITV, and they will wear a nice suit and tell you what they have been scripted to let you know. But if you want others, City Dice Sports. Danny has been telling you, if you have come into this World Cup and you did not listen to Danny, now you sabi. Anyway, Danny, thank you so much for calling. Any final words while we end up all the live streams here?
No, again, as CT mentioned, the purpose of this channel is to have the beer parlor viewing center kind of discussion. But this is with facts, not just feelings, right? And
oh yes,
for everybody that makes time to tune in, whether you tune in for a few minutes and hop out to do other things, or you stay up until the end, or you tune in the middle, anytime you tune in at any point, or you watch the replay, whatever the case is, would like to say a very, very big thank you for being a part of the family. And as mentioned, going forward, there are going to be much better games to come in this World Cup. And when there's an announcement that there's a stream going to happen, please share it with friends and family, and hop in, share your thoughts and opinions, because it is because of you that we all do this, we do what we do. And if conversations don't go on, the game dies. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and see you next time on the next stream.